Chapter 704. The dean looked at Feng Shanshan awkwardly. In the end, he told Feng Shanshan about the school's research decision. Shanshan, drop out of school. Feng Shanshan did not say anything. If you still want to be a forensic doctor, then I'm willing to guide you on your own. This is my own fault. I can't blame you. I know you've tried your best. Feng Shanshan was silent for a long time before she said to the dean, I understand. I'll come and settle the withdrawal procedures as soon as possible. After saying that, Feng Shanshan was about to leave the office, but she was stopped by the dean. Shanshan, why don't we contact each other later? I'm really willing to help you. I'll help you in private. I guarantee that you'll be no different from how you are now. There's no need, Dean. Feng Shanshan firmly rejected the dean's suggestion, because she could always hear a hint of ill intentions in the middle-aged man's words. Her private affairs had indeed been made public, and she had also been scolded for being a husband. However, this did not mean that she would indulge herself. She still had Tang Yan. After Feng Shanshan left the classroom, she saw Mu Qiqi leaning against the wall. Their gazes met, and they did not speak. However, Mu Qiqi could more or less guess how the school would deal with it. You said just now that you know what's going on. Tell me, who's trying to mess with you behind the scenes? Tang Yan's enemy has been released from prison. He probably knows about my relationship with him, so he wants to use me to issue a challenge to Tang Yan, Feng Shanshan replied. However, I can't refute it. After all, these are the facts. Then what do you plan to do in the future? I don't know. We'll cross the bridge when we get there. Feng Shanshan replied with her head lowered. Feng Shanshan lowered her head and answered, although I know it's Tang Yan's enemy, I still have to find out who's behind this. Then you can go back. I'll make 2 copies of the notes. I won't leave you out, Mu Qiqi promised. I think Captain Tang probably needs time to deal with these problems. Call me if you need anything. You actually don't know how to comfort me, do you? Mu Qiqi was disdainful. You don't need it. However, it's really time to investigate who brought those things from society into the pure campus. Give Captain Tang a call. After all, he's the one who caused it. Of course, do you think I'll let him have it easy? After Feng Shanshan said that, she took out her phone. However, just as the two of them walked to the entrance of Shengting, Feng Shanshan suddenly reminded Mu Qiqi, be careful of that old man from the faculty. He's not easy to deal with. What did he do to you? Is there any lack of social news? Using graduation certificates to coerce students to sacrifice themselves. I think that's what he meant just now. After hearing that, Mu Qiqi's eyes unconsciously deepened. All right, I'll come back another day to complete the withdrawal procedures. Mu Qiqi watched Feng Shanshan leave. Then she returned to the classroom. However, she had a feeling that the person who ruined Feng Shanshan's reputation in school was a student from Shengting. As for the dean, he might have to suffer a little. When Tang Yan heard about what happened to Feng Shanshan, he immediately drove to Shengting. Without saying a word, he dragged Feng Shanshan into the off-road vehicle. If the school doesn't allow it, I'll teach you personally. In a few years, you can take the civil service exam and become a forensic doctor. That's easy for you to say. You're so busy. How would you have time to care about me? Moreover, what about the clinical anatomy class? I can't just kill someone to do experiments, can I? Uncle can completely solve this problem, Tang Yan said mysteriously. After saying so much, is your enemy really hiding in the school? No, it's that person's younger brother. He knows about our relationship, so he attacked you, Tang Yan explained. I just didn't expect that these dirty and despicable methods would be used on a woman. I'm sorry. Don't say these useless things. What I need is practical compensation. Just as you said, I need a degree, and I want to become a forensic doctor. So I don't ask you to teach me personally, but when I'm studying on my own, I can really contribute some effort. Feng Shanshan's words were out of Tang Yan's expectations. He thought that she would comfort him like other women and say that these sacrifices were okay. If Feng Shanshan really said that, he would feel guilty instead. I'll remember it. Tang Yan also answered seriously. Feng Shanshan was satisfied and closed her eyes to rest. Did that group of people only have this kind of method? He dared to lay his hands on a woman who was so weak that she could not even truss a chicken. Seeing that Feng Shanshan was not shy, Tang Yin urged her. In that case, go look at the house as soon as possible and move in as soon as possible. In that case, I'm really going to be Mu Qiqi's neighbor. Feng Shanshan smiled. However, Tang Yin knew that she would not be as relaxed as she appeared on the surface. After Feng Shanshan left the school, Mu Qiqi became a loner again. With the image of a cold and aloof scholar, and the identity of the Sheng family's little bride, she could still do whatever she wanted in the school. After class, Mu Qiqi saw the dean passing by the classroom corridor. Suddenly, a thought flashed through her mind. At this time, Feng Shanshan also sent Mu Qiqi a text message, reminding her to be careful of someone. If nothing unexpected happened, that person was the mastermind who exposed Feng Shanshan's private affairs. Mu Qiqi looked at this person's name carefully, and suddenly felt that it was very ironic. This was because in the eyes of the teachers and classmates in the Department of Foreign Languages, this boy was a good student with excellent character in academics. Of course, Mu Qiqi would not be so stupid as to look for this person in private. After all, she did not want to put herself in danger. However, she always had a way to avenge Feng Shanshan. Thinking of this, Mu Qiqi called Sheng Xiao. Xiao Xiao, pick up Suche. I want to confirm something. At this moment, in the afternoon, on the golf course, there were two old men taking a leisurely stroll on the grass. Secretary Ren followed behind Old Master Sheng silently, but it was obvious that she was not used to it. Moreover, she was terrified. Secretary Ren, Chairman. Ren Yufei quivered and immediately responded. Come to my side. Old Master Sheng reminded Ren Yufei and walked side by side with him. If you follow behind me, I really can't see your expression. Yes. Ren Yufei mustered up her courage and walked up. Calling you here must have scared you. I just want to ask you one thing. Do you like our third brother? Do you want to be his wife? Ren Yufei was stunned on the spot, her whole body stiff. Chairman, don't be nervous. Old Master Sheng immediately waved his hand. I'm not forcing you or chasing you away. I just want you to be my granddaughter-in-law. Chapter 705. Qiqi said that you and Bowen are a couple. I was still hoping that I would have a granddaughter-in-law soon. I didn't expect it to be my grandson's wishful thinking. Old Master Sheng said with a look of pity. Why is it so difficult for him to woo a wife? Ren Yufei looked embarrassed. This was because there was a huge difference between this and the chairman in her heart. Secretary Ren, tell me the truth. If you treat third brother sincerely, I'll make the decision for you. Chairman, I don't have any intention of climbing the social ladder. Please don't misunderstand. Old Master Sheng sighed. This child's wariness was really extraordinary. You child, I'm telling you the truth. Who asked you to be famous for making things difficult for people? Old Master Shin laughed out loud. No wonder your third brother can't find a wife. Everyone is afraid of a difficult grandfather like you. Who would dare to come to his door? Old Shun, don't be sarcastic. Can you help me persuade her? Old Master Shun was helpless. What Qiqi said is useless. How is what Xiaoqi said useless? You're the one who didn't put in enough effort. Old Master Shin rolled his eyes and then explained to Ren Yufei. Xiao Run, I'll call you that for now. This old man used to be very bad, but ever since he was stabbed in the head, he's back to normal. So, you don't have to worry about him tricking you. He'll send you a plane ticket tomorrow to send you abroad. Just tell me the truth. Do you have any feelings for third brother of the Sheng family? He really wants you to be his granddaughter-in-law. Ren Yufei looked at the two elders for a long time, and finally believed old Master Sheng's sincerity. Don't worry. This old man isn't satisfied with anyone taking care of third brother now. It's only you, so he can rest assured. The president is a very good man. Without waiting for Ren Yufei to finish, the two old men nodded. Then it's settled. Ren Yufei was confused, because to the two old men, as long as she didn't hate Sheng Bowen, and didn't directly reject him, it meant that she was interested in Sheng Bowen. A moment later, Sheng Bowen's figure appeared in the grass. This person had hurriedly finished all his official business, and looked for the two of them. Why are you here so eagerly? Old Master Sheng asked knowingly. Can I eat Secretary Run? Grandpa, she is my secretary. I have a lot of things for her to deal with. Sheng Bowen quickly found an excuse. Secretary my ass. Let me tell you, don't order Xiaoran around. She is now my granddaughter-in-law. Old Master Sheng snorted. Go find yourself a male assistant. Look at eighth brother. He never makes Chi-Chi worry. When Sheng Bowen heard that, he felt as if he had been struck by lightning. Grandpa, what are you? If I had to wait for you to make a move, my old bones would probably have melted into slag, so I couldn't wait any longer. Little Run is innocent and pretty good. I don't object to the two of you dating at all. If possible, consider getting married early. Sheng Bowen looked embarrassed when he heard that. Grandpa, Secretary Run and I. You're doing this too? Old Master Sheng snorted. You weren't in a hurry to announce your divorce with who ran before. Why are you suddenly cutting ties with her? Do you dare to swear that it really has nothing to do with Xiaoran? Ahem. Sheng Bowen coughed lightly. But everything has to be done step by step. I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm just expressing my attitude. If Xiaoran marries into the Sheng family, it definitely won't make things difficult for her. I'll even love her like she's my own granddaughter. Don't let me scare her away. Old Master Sheng pointed at Sheng Bowen with his walking stick and said, You have to work hard for me. After all this time, she still hasn't accepted you. Sheng Bowen's face really couldn't hang on this time. Alright, you're Grandpa Shun, and I still have to continue catching up. The two of you can go. If there's nothing else, bring Xiaoran back for dinner. Sheng Bowen was completely shocked. He directly pulled Ren Yufei and left. After getting into the car, Sheng Bowen explained, Well, don't take it to heart. Ren Yufei was stunned for a few seconds before she suddenly laughed. Actually, the chairman is quite cute. That's now. No matter what, you should consider what Grandpa said. Ren Yufei looked at Sheng Bowen in astonishment. I don't seem to treat you as just a partner. Sheng Bowen took advantage of the momentum that old Master Sheng had given him, and took the opportunity to confess. Especially when I see you being bullied. Therefore, when Hu Ran begged him not to announce the divorce, he did not hesitate at all, and let Chi-Chi play with Hu Ran. Ren Yufei's face suddenly turned red to her neck. If you don't answer, I'll take it as a yes. But Miss Hu seems to still have feelings for you. She was the one who brought up the divorce. No matter what she thinks, to me, that marriage is in the past. I'm not a doll. She wants a new life, so she can bring up the divorce. She's still worried about the past, so I have to cooperate. There's no such thing in this world, Sheng Bowen answered seriously. Yufei, let's give it a try, okay? You're too sudden. No, it's the accumulation of time. When no one believed in me, only you gave me trust. You felt that with my personality, I could manage Huang Yao well. During my most difficult time, you also fought for me on the front line. I haven't forgotten all of this. Ren Yufei was silent again. Or rather, she was in disbelief. So I'm really not sudden. At this moment, Ren Yufei finally understood what kind of girl Sheng Bowen wanted. He seemed to be calm and needed a burning fire, but in fact he was not. He was sentient, but he was born with a slow reaction time. In other words, he wanted to find a drizzle that moistened things silently. I can try, but I'm a person who backs down easily. You back then promised Sheng Kai to seduce me? Sheng Bowen laughed. Do you want to tell him that you've completed the mission? Ren Yufei saw that he could still joke, so she relaxed. Promise me that you won't do anything excessive in the company. As you wish. Sheng Bowen cried out in his heart. The old man had finally done a good deed, and acted as a divine assistant. Of course, he did not know that Mu Chi-Chi was the one who came up with the idea behind the scenes. He just did not know what kind of expression Hu Ran would have if she found out about this. Back then, she was unwilling to be bland with Sheng Bowen, but after leaving, she realized that she was worried about this man again. Now that Sheng Bowen had Ren Yufei, could she really let go of the past? After returning to the company, Sheng Bowen hid in his office and called Old Master Shen to tell him the good news. Old Master Shen hung up the phone and looked at Old Master Shen. This Chi-Chi is really a blessed person. Chapter 706. In the future, I'll dote on her and treat her as the real crown princess, okay? Old Master Sheng was helpless. It was embarrassing to always be talked about by his old friend. That's more like it. When your third brother succeeds, hurry up and invite me to the wedding. Old Master Sheng chuckled. After being stunned for a while, he asked Old Master Shen. Seventh girl asked me to buy something for Xiao Ren. I forgot. Next time, bring it directly to Huang Yao, and let her choose for herself. Old Master Sheng nodded. He did not care about these external things at all. Good suggestion. Speaking of which, in terms of luck, Ren Yufei was still the one. Everyone in the Sheng family had been tortured by the old man. But she was the only one. The old man was already open-minded. I remember that your birthday is coming soon, right? Old Master Sheng was stunned. You still remember? Originally, Old Master Sheng thought that this would be a reunion birthday, but the truth was not like that. Huang Yao, the CEO's office. Separated by a glass, Sheng Bowen secretly looked at Ren Yufei several times while he was dealing with work. The feeling of having a girlfriend was indeed wonderful. So he could not help but want to take a few more glances at Ren Yufei. He could not be too intimate at the company, but he could at least send her home, right? Therefore, when it was time to get off work, Sheng Bowen worked overtime at the company as usual. Ren Yufei delivered the new documents to the office and then said to him, President, there's a visitor. Come with me after work. Sheng Bowen looked up at Ren Yufei and saw Hu Ran standing behind her. No wonder there was no expression on Ren Yufei's face. Then, Sheng Bowen closed the document and put away his smile. He used a businesslike tone to speak to Hu Ran. Why are you looking for me at this time? Third brother, I want to ask you out for dinner. But I have an appointment tonight, Sheng Bowen said directly. He planned to completely ignore Hu Ran's special dressing. After all, his real girlfriend and ex-wife were both here. He had to be careful to avoid embarrassment. In that case, I have something to say to you here. After saying that, Hu Ran turned to look at Ren Yufei. I wonder if Secretary Ren can leave. I'll get off work first, Xiao. Ren Yufei turned around and left the office. Sheng Bowen watched Ren Yufei leave, then took out his phone and sent her a text message. Wait for me outside for a few minutes. I'll be out soon. Ren Yufei leaned against the door, feeling upset. However, when she saw the text message from Sheng Bowen, she finally felt a little better. If you have anything to say it now. Sheng Bowen sat down opposite Hu Ran and looked at his watch. I'm in a hurry. Hu Ran's expression was a little awkward, but after a few seconds she still said, Third brother, I still want to go back to your side. These few days, Dad arranged for me to meet some outstanding men. But when I see them, your face automatically appears in my mind. So I want to start over with you. After listening to this, Sheng Bowen looked at Hu Ran carefully. After a moment of silence, he chuckled and said, Hu Ran, you asked for a divorce because you felt that there was no love between us. I understood and accepted it. I thought that at that time, your decision was prudent enough. But now, you want to start over. You're the one who got divorced, and you're the one who wants to start over. Is my life just for you? Hu Ran did not expect that Sheng Bowen would start by questioning her. I know I was wrong. Third brother, let me make it up to you. After losing you, I finally know what true panic is. Sheng Bowen shook his head and seriously advised Hu Ran. Xiao Ran, don't waste any more time on me. I've already walked out. I hope you can walk out as soon as possible, okay? Have you fallen for another woman? Hu Ran suddenly asked Sheng Bowen. It has nothing to do with anyone. It's just that as a man I have my dignity. I hope you won't look for me again in the future. Perhaps we can still remember the beauty we once had. Sheng Bowen's words had already expressed his meaning very clearly. Third brother, I know I was impulsive back then and asked for a divorce. But it's precisely because of that I had to lower myself to look for you. I don't treat you as a toy. You're my benefactor. From Hu Ran's eyes, Sheng Bowen did not see her feelings. All he saw was her unwillingness. She did not know when she had started to treat the loyal Sheng Bowen as her own. Before the divorce, she had never felt it. But after the divorce, she slowly realized this fact. In the past, she thought that Sheng Bowen was there, and that he was soft-hearted. As long as she told him that she regretted it, he would definitely agree to remarry. In fact, Hu Ran had always held such a thought in her heart. However, although Sheng Bowen was a slow-witted person, he was not a fool after all. He understood a lot of things. Moreover, a person who could spend 2 years pretending to be a fool would not be as healthy as a normal person. It was just that she might have hidden a side that she did not realize. Hu Ran, we really can't go back. Hearing this, Hu Ran's self-esteem suffered a heavy blow. She had really let go of her pride, and even her face to muster up the courage to come to Huang Yao to get back together with Sheng Bowen. But he actually rejected her. Third brother, I'll get someone to send you back. After saying this, Sheng Bowen walked out of the office and asked the company's staff to send Hu Ran home. Hu Ran took a deep breath. Her feelings were complicated. She felt reluctant, but she also felt that it was not worth it. She even thought that she was crazy to come to Sheng Bowen to remarry. Miss Hu, please. Hu Ran looked at the unfamiliar staff and made a request to Sheng Bowen. I want your secretary to send me back. We have a social engagement at 6:30. We can't send you back. Sheng Bowen's tone was very light, but very decisive. He did not give her any room to refuse. Hu Ran chuckled and nodded. I understand. Having said that, she turned around and left Huang Yao. It turned out that she was too confident in herself. Sheng Bowen looked easy to bully and control, but once he had decided on something, even 9 bulls could not pull him back. Most importantly, his secretary. A woman's intuition was definitely right. Her secretary definitely had a special relationship with Sheng Bowen. How long had they been divorced? Sheng Bowen was said to be loyal, but didn't he still fall in love with everyone he saw? However, she did not expect that she and Sheng Bowen were divorced. Since there was no relationship, wasn't it Sheng Bowen's freedom to like whoever he wanted? After Hu Ran left, Sheng Bowen felt quite distressed. He also began to consider letting Ren Yufei no longer be his secretary. Chapter 707. Ren Yufei sat in the secretary's seat and watched Sheng Bowen and Hu Ran talk. Seeing this scene, her expression naturally did not look good. Sheng Bowen felt a little guilty. On the first day Ren Yufei became his girlfriend, he had to let her see such a scene. Therefore, after everyone in the company left, Sheng Bowen walked up to Ren Yufei and said to her, I don't want you to see such a scene. Rich ex-wife, remarried man. It seems that every word is pressing down on you. I don't want you to carry these burdens. After Ren Yufei heard this, she suddenly felt a little sorry for him. She knew that Sheng Bowen was not the kind of man who would change his mind. His rejection was also very powerful. However, he did not have the lethality of Sheng Xiao, so others often did not take his rejection seriously. President, I want to give myself a promotion, Ren Yufei said thoughtfully. I want to be your special assistant. I'll choose another secretary. What do you think? This way, Ren Yufei's daily work would not change, but she would have more freedom. Moreover, she could also find an excuse to refuse Hu Ran. Since she had agreed to give it a try today, she could not back down. I'll arrange to find someone tomorrow. Can you get off work now, Secretary Ren? Sheng Bowen put one hand in his trouser pocket and asked Ren Yufei in a carefree manner. Ren Yufei nodded. Yes. Where do you want to go? I want to go home, Ren Yufei said as she picked up the documents. Go home and continue to do the work you arranged. Then I'll send you. I'll drive. You've been working all day. After saying that, Ren Yufei followed behind Sheng Bowen. The two of them went to the parking lot of Huang Yao one after another. Then Ren Yufei sat in the driver's seat. However, because it was rush hour, the road was very congested and it was raining. So when Ren Yufei drove to the door, Sheng Bowen had already fallen asleep against the backrest. He was very quiet when he slept, and he did not have bad habits like snoring. Ren Yufei parked the car at the door and could not bear to wake him up. However, Grandpa Sheng somehow got her phone number and called her directly. Xiao Ren, the chef at home made delicious food today. Come back with third brother for dinner. There are a lot of rooms in the Sheng family. If you stay late tonight, you can rest at the Sheng family's place. Grandpa Sheng was a little surprised. Chairman, I'm already home. I'm sorry. I see. What a pity. When are you coming? There's a chance. Ren Yufei's body began to heat up. It was mainly because old Master Sheng was too enthusiastic. She really couldn't stand it. Sheng Bowen heard the sound and woke up. He looked at Ren Yufei. Grandpa called. Yes, but I can't handle the chairman like this. Looks like you'll have to get used to it in the future. After saying that, Sheng Bowen looked around. We're at your house. Go up. See you tomorrow. Yes. Ren Yufei released her seatbelt and was about to get out of the car when Sheng Bowen suddenly grabbed her arm and pulled her into his arms. Today, I'm really happy. Ren Yufei wanted to struggle, but when she heard this, her heart softened and she let Sheng Bowen hug her. It's this steadfast feeling that makes me feel very comfortable and relaxed. Then Ren Yufei withdrew from Sheng Bowen's arms. See you tomorrow. Sheng Bowen knew that this was the little bud of love. He loved Ren Yufei's reassuring scent, so he wanted to take good care of her. However, when he thought of Hu Ran, he suddenly put away his gentle expression. He had to admit that he had no way to deal with such a person. He had to ask Mu Qiqi for advice. At this moment, Mu Qiqi was confirming whether what happened to Feng Shanshan in school was done by that top student. If it was really the case, then Mu Qiqi would definitely give him a taste of his own medicine. I've checked most of the school's surveillance cameras. Although I didn't really capture this person, he's in every video. In addition, I've been to the hospital and asked the medical staff. From the hospital's surveillance cameras, he was the one who went to the medical staff to deal with Feng Shanshan's case. After hearing Su Che's words, Mu Qiqi nodded. That's right. He used such a shameless method to deal with a girl. And he still dares to call himself an excellent student. Originally, he shouldn't be compared to a criminal, but from the looks of it now, he's still a brother after all. He has the genes to harm others. After hearing Mu Qiqi's words, Sheng Xiao pinched Mu Qiqi's chin and looked into her eyes. I think you haven't encountered a setback in a long time, so your hands are itching, right? When Su Che saw this, he quickly retreated. The two of them were arguing with each other like this. Soon it would be an X-rated scene. He didn't want to be a third wheel here. However, just as the two of them were about to kiss, Sheng Bowen called. Mu Qiqi immediately pushed Sheng Xiao away. Go take a shower. Sheng Xiao looked at Mu Qiqi mockingly. This little one had all kinds of tricks up her sleeves all day long. However, he spoiled her. There was nothing he could do. So, Sheng Xiao got up and went straight to the bathroom from the study. When Mu Qiqi saw that it was Sheng Bowen's call, she immediately picked it up. What's wrong? Third brother. There's something I want to ask you. Sheng Bowen was downstairs from Ren Yufei's house, because he didn't want Ren Yufei to bump into Hu Ran looking for him endlessly again. Is there any way to make Hu Ran give up completely? Did she do something shocking again? Mu Qiqi guessed. She came to me to remarry. Mu Qiqi was speechless. Does this person have a dual personality? No matter how bad she was in the past, she wouldn't be so persistent. In the end, she still can't accept it, Mu Qiqi said helplessly. As you, of course, you can only give her the cold shoulder, avoid her, and forget her existence. Otherwise, she will think that you're just acting coquettishly with her. She came to Huang Yao today, and was seen by Secretary Run. Mu Qiqi rolled her eyes. Why did she go to Huang Yao to look for you? It's because she has already smelled the adultery between you and Secretary Run. She wants to test you. If she finds out about your relationship, she will definitely go crazy. But I'm open and above board. Let me think of a way. Mu Qiqi fell into deep thought. Give me some time. Hu Ran was not going overboard now. She was just pestering him, so there was no need to use any ruthless methods on her. However, the relationship between third brother and Secretary Run had just sprouted. If Hu Ran appeared frequently, wouldn't their relationship be unstable? I feel that I'm very useless. My words and actions don't seem to have any deterrence to others. At this time, I'm a little envious of eighth brother. Chapter 708. Sheng Bowen hung up the phone and looked up at the floor where Ren Yufei was. Seeing that the lights were on, he returned to the car with a peace of mind and left. As for Hu Ran, he had to think about it carefully. Sheng Xiao knew that third brother had called Muqiqi. When he was lying on the bed, he pinched the little thing's chin and asked condescendingly, "Are you someone else's lousy advisor now?" The fact that third brother came to me means that he values Secretary Ren enough. He's sincere. You also know that he's not good at scheming, and Hu Ran hides it very well. At least, it's better for him to ask for help now than to call after he's schemed against in the future. Right? Muqiqi smiled at Sheng Xiao. So you're good at scheming? Didn't I learn all my scheming from you? Muqiqi broke free from Sheng Xiao's fingers and burrowed into Sheng Xiao's arms. A strict teacher produces a brilliant disciple. Sheng Xiao hugged the tricky thing and turned off the bedroom light. I'll teach you something else now. Although it was early spring, March in Jianchuan was still very cold. After Hu Ran was rejected by Xing Bowen, she stood in the garden in the cold wind for most of the night. She felt ashamed and resentful when she thought about it. In her heart, Xing Bowen had always been a loyal dog. He was loyal and righteous, so she felt that she would definitely win over Xing Bowen. However, she did not expect that men were fickle. Papa Hu saw his daughter sitting in the garden and found it difficult to understand, so he went out to persuade her. It's so late at night. Shouldn't you rest? Dad, I went to third brother today to remarry. Papa Hu was shocked when he heard that. But he rejected me. Hu Ran's words were a little unbelievable. He didn't care about the status of husband and wife at all. He rejected me very straightforwardly. Xiao Ran, I feel that you've changed a lot recently. Papa Hu sat down beside Hu Ran. Divorce is your choice. Since you've already walked out of the Sheng family, why bother going back? Can't I go back on my choice? Papa Hu saw that his daughter seemed to be stuck in a dead end, so he patted her shoulder and said, You only think that way because you haven't met a better person. Xiao Ran, you are the daughter of the dignified Hu family and the apple of my eye. Why are you rushing to throw yourself at someone else? Dad, I can't accept this. Alright, after a long time you'll fade away. Listen to Daddy. Hu Ran did not say anything. She still sat in the yard. No matter how she thought about it, she felt that she had been humiliated by Xing Bowen. Most importantly, what was the relationship between Xing Bowen and his secretary? Was there anything unusual going on between them during their marriage? She had to find out the answer. She had been a fool for a few years, and had been bullied for a few years. It was precisely because of this that she could not tolerate betrayal. Therefore, she would definitely find someone to keep an eye on Secretary Ren. However, she did not know that Xing Bowen had already asked Muqiqi to help him. Because of her rich combat experience, Muqiqi had a strong desire to beat down those unwitting B******. In Muqiqi's heart, when she was her third sister-in-law, Muqiqi could get close to her because of Xing Bowen. However, once she left Xing Bowen, Hu Ran would not be on Muqiqi's list of people who would protect her. On the other side, Tang Yin was secretly paying attention to the movements of those people after they were released from prison. They had indeed become smarter. After all, they had been in prison and knew how to lay low. Therefore, if they committed crimes again, it would be even more difficult to hunt them down. Feng Shanshan packed her things at home. During the day, she had already taken the time to look at the house and sign the contract with the agent. Soon, she and Tang Yin would be able to move into the new house. I'll go to school tomorrow to settle the withdrawal procedures, Feng Shanshan said to Tang Yin while packing her things. I'll go with you, Tang Yin said directly. Feng Shanshan wanted to refuse, but on second thought, she was burdened by this man, so he should accompany her. After you accompany me to settle the procedures, you can go back to work. As the captain, your vacation is too long. After I settle down with you, I know what I'm doing, Tang Yin replied as he leaned against the sofa. Feng Shanshan could not be bothered to persuade him, so she went straight to the bathroom. After a while, Tang Yin followed her in. As he took off his clothes, he asked her, When is your birthday? June. What's wrong? Summer, my favorite season. It's the right time to get married. Tang Yin threw away his sweater and walked to Feng Shanshan. I made you lose your studies in your future. I'll use myself to make up for it. Do you think it's worth it? Feng Shanshan took the opportunity to put her arms around Tang Yin's neck and chuckled. You're a husband who will disappear at any time. With a family, I won't be like before, Tang Yin promised seriously. Words are no guarantee. You'll write a guarantee later. Tang Yin could not do anything to Feng Shanshan. He could only press her against the wall and kiss her hard. This woman was too special, and made people worry about her. She had lost her studies and reputation, but she was not anxious at all. She was not sad or disappointed at all. It was as if everything was a small matter. But the more magnanimous she was, the more worried Tang Yin was. Because he knew that Feng Shanshan could do anything for him. The next day, Feng Shanshan told Mu Qiqi on the way that she would go to school to settle the matter of dropping out. Mu Qiqi guessed that a certain captain would definitely follow, so she was not worried. I wanted to find 2 bodyguards for you, but you probably won't need them. I realized that you're not only sharp-eyed, but also clairvoyant. You can see things from so far away. Since you know who the mastermind is, are you just going to let it go? Mu Qiqi asked Feng Shanshan. They came openly, and we fought them openly. Since they played dirty tricks behind our backs, we can only return the favor. This has nothing to do with you. Don't get involved. Feng Shanshan said to Mu Qiqi anxiously, Xiaoqi, I know you're angry for me, but now is not the time to deal with him. Up to you, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. He was taking revenge for his brother. Feng Shanshan thought to herself that those outlaws' lives were worthless. If they really hurt the precious Mu Qiqi, Sheng Xiao would definitely flatten Sheng Ting. I'm at the school gate. Let's stop talking. In fact, Mu Qiqi had just gotten out of the car and saw Feng Shanshan and Sheng Xiao in front of her. It was breakfast time for the students, so there were many people in the school. Feng Shanshan's appearance in the school at this time inevitably attracted people's attention, especially when there was a man beside her. Why does this man look so familiar? I think I've seen him somewhere before. So handsome. This man is so stylish. Chapter 709. The dean turned around and saw a man following behind Feng Shanshan. He frowned. Shanshan, why don't you know how to avoid arousing suspicion when you're at the cusp of the storm? What he meant was, you clearly know how the people in the school are talking about you. Yet you still brought another man here. Are you this shameless? Feng Shanshan tilted her head slightly and said to the dean, I'm here to withdraw from school. The school shouldn't have the right to ask about my private affairs, right? Director. Child, you're really not good at all. The school is full of rumors about you, and you don't even know how to avoid them. How can you still bring a man to school? What kind of person are you? When Tang Yin heard this, he stepped forward and extended his hand to the dean. Jianchuan Branch 1, Special Investigation Team Leader Tang Yin. The man was shocked when he heard who Tang Yin was. He stuttered. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Hello. I'm here to help my fiancé complete the withdrawal procedures, Tang Yin said bluntly. Fiancé. Hearing these words, the dean broke out in a cold sweat. Fortunately, he did not explicitly tell Feng Shanshan. Otherwise, the consequences would have been unimaginable. So it's my fiancé. Feng Shanshan retreated behind Tang Yin and let the man block everything. She did not want to see the dean's face. Tang Yin exuded a calm and unapproachable aura. This made the dean not dare to act rashly from the beginning to the end. In the end, Feng Shanshan deliberately made things difficult for the dean. Didn't you say that I can come to you for self-study in the future? What are you talking about? You have an expert by your side. How could I have the chance to do such a thing? The dean quickly waved his hand. I hope everything will be fine for you in the future. The two of them went through the formalities at school, but the news about Tang Yin was still spread by the school. This Feng Shanshan is really capable. She dumped the rich second-generation heir and found a criminal police officer, a handsome one at that. This criminal police officer is really willing to be a sucker. Feng Shanshan's matter has become so big, yet he can still tolerate it. Rumors and slanders spread like wildfire. They were all girls who didn't have a secret. However, in this world, it was always women who made things difficult for women. But when he saw that Feng Shanshan had such a handsome man by her side, his mockery was subconsciously tinged with jealousy. He did not know what kind of luck Feng Shanshan and Mu Qiqi had. They were clearly ordinary, but they just happened to get the best resources. When Feng Shanshan left Shengting, she held her head high and did not feel embarrassed at all, because she knew that the man beside her would not mind. "Aren't you going to say goodbye to Mu Qiqi?" Tang Yin asked Feng Shanshan when they walked out of the school gate. Feng Shanshan shook her head and smiled. "No need. We'll be neighbors soon." As a matter of fact, Mu Qiqi watched Feng Shanshan leave. Not far away, she also saw the culprit who framed Feng Shanshan. He probably heard that Tang Yin had come to school, so he wanted to see what the police officer who had sent his brother to prison looked like. This was just the beginning. There was still the future. Mu Qiqi looked at the other party, who looked like a good student. She felt that this person and the dean should be family. He was so dignified. That's strange. It's clearly a very embarrassing thing. But why do I feel that Feng Shanshan was quite glorious when she left? That was when Mu Qiqi heard the discussion around her. If I had such a boyfriend, I wouldn't care about anything. After leaving the school, Feng Shanshan turned her head and asked Tang Yin, who was driving, "What if I say that I want to do something bad? What do you think?" "As long as it's not a crime, it's your freedom. I'm afraid that if I don't do anything, Mu Qiqi won't be able to help me. You know how she is. She likes to meddle in other people's business, but I don't want to involve her," Feng Shanshan explained. "The two of you really know how to sympathize with each other. That's because you don't know. I used to hate her to death. We were sworn enemies." Feng Shanshan thought about it. She had taken the money to monitor Mu Qiqi, and suddenly felt that it was ridiculous. "But now, she's as important to me as you are. As long as she needs it, I can go through fire and water at any time." This was the first time Feng Shanshan had mentioned Mu Qiqi's importance to her in front of others. After all, Mu Qiqi had been the one to help her when she was at her most difficult time. The two of them only disliked each other verbally and competed with each other. But in fact, Feng Shanshan had long regarded Mu Qiqi as an indispensable family member. "That was my fault in the first place. Who asked you to hold it in and not resist?" Tang Yin understood her feelings and fully supported all her actions. After hearing this, Feng Shanshan smiled. She had been exposed in her private affairs, expelled from school and mocked. So, she wanted the other party to have a taste of this. Wasn't he a top student? If the whole school knew who his brother was, how would he feel? "I'm very bad. You've always known that. She and Mu Qiqi were just little girls. It was not a big deal. That's because you haven't seen true evil. That person's brother has destroyed countless families. He doesn't care about human life at all. If he can take revenge on you, it means that he agrees with his brother's actions. Shanshan, I've done worse things to catch criminals." This was the dark side that Tang Yin had hidden. No one could touch it, not even himself. Feng Shanshan didn't say anything else. She didn't plan to bring this kind of thing up in the future. After all, Tang Yan's identity was still there. She shouldn't make things difficult for Tang Yan. Although she didn't commit any crimes, taking revenge on that person was no different from that person. Therefore, she changed the topic. The landlord said that the procedures can be completed in 5 working days. "Everything in the house is complete. Is there anything else you want to buy? I'll arrange everything." "As long as you like it," Tang Yin replied directly. "In a few days, I'll discuss it with Uncle and plan for you to study on your own. I'll listen to your arrangements." Tang Yin didn't say anything. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly. This was also what Feng Shanshan was satisfied with. She didn't ask her to be an upright person. That was how she was. Just like Mu Qiqi, she liked to hold a grudge. In the school, Mu Qiqi was in the classroom, quietly attending classes. To her, bullying Feng Shanshan was no different from bullying her. It was one thing to plot behind her back, but even the dean was taking advantage of her. She didn't know how many girls he had used this method to coerce. Since he liked to contact her in private, she would let him contact her to his heart's content. After school that day, the school forum spread. Someone anonymously reported that the dean of Shengting's forensic department was involved in some shady business. Who didn't know how to make up stories? Chapter 710. Once the news spread on the forum, no one talked about Feng Shanshan anymore. After all, whether it was promiscuity or miscarriage, they were all Feng Shanshan's personal affairs. However, the dean's matter was different. It concerned the reputation of the school and the positive image of the teachers. Therefore, the principal, who had already gotten off work, rushed back and held an emergency meeting. In order to give the students an explanation, the school immediately made an announcement and suspended the dean of the forensic science department. They also set up a special investigation team to investigate. Mu Qiqi deliberately waited until the end and watched the dean carry his briefcase and leave Shengting University with a dejected look on his face. Since he was old, he had to accept his old age. He shouldn't covet everything. There would be retribution. Let's go home, Mu Qiqi said to the big Buddha in the car. In order to accompany this little thing to see the results, Sheng Xiao had already been reading documents in the car for more than an hour. Since when did you treat Feng Shanshan so well? I'm not doing this just for her. I still have to stay in the forensic science department for a few years. Aren't I suffering to look at this disgusting face all day? Mu Qiqi lay on Sheng Xiao's lap and acted coquettishly. Sheng Xiao sneered but did not expose Mu Qiqi. By the way, your old man's birthday is coming up. Should we prepare a gift for him? You're pretty good at changing the topic. You're pretty good at it. Sheng Xiao put down the document and pinched Mu Qiqi's nose. I won't prepare one this time. I just want to see if you can give him a gift that will make him happy. You know that I'm his enemy. Aren't you making things difficult for me? I can help others no matter how difficult it is. Are you trying to kill yourself by giving a gift to your own family? Sheng Xiao did not intend to let her go. He had really spoiled this little thing. All right then. Since you've said so, I'll do as you say. But let me make it clear first. Before the gift is ready, you're not allowed to ask anything. Sheng Xiao curled his lips, looking like he wanted to see what tricks she was up to. Mu Qiqi did not tell Feng Shanshan about it, but Feng Shanshan still found out about it. Since she wanted to deal with the top student, she went to the school forum and found out that the head of the forensic science faculty was suspended from his duties. Other than Mu Qiqi, no one else was willing to stand up for her, just like how they dealt with that scumbag back then. At that thought, Feng Shanshan felt that she had to hurry up and catch up to Mu Qiqi. Since there was a school opening ceremony, why not take advantage of this opportunity? A top student, right? Let's see if he could really get the scholarship this time. The next day, Huang Yao's office. Ever since Sheng Bowen rejected who ran that day, she had not appeared again. It was possible that she had given up. No matter what, this made Sheng Bowen feel very relaxed. He could also find some free time to peek at Hu Rant's serious look at work. Although Sheng Bowen didn't know why Ren Yufei had agreed to Sheng Kai's suggestion, she didn't seem to have explained it to him in detail. But that was not important. What was important was that Ren Yufei, who was immersed in her work, was really beautiful. Perhaps because she noticed Sheng Bowen's torch-like gaze, Ren Yufei raised her head and glared at him. In the eyes of other colleagues, the two of them were still ordinary superiors and subordinates. Therefore, Sheng Bowen rarely had the chance to really talk to Ren Yufei. But were they going to continue getting along like this? This was not conducive to his plan to chase after his wife. Therefore, he directly pressed the intercom. Secretary Run, come in for a moment. Ren Yufei thought it was business, so she quickly got up. However, when she saw Sheng Bowen's relaxed gaze, she immediately said, President, if it's for personal matters, can't we talk after work? After saying that, Ren Yufei was about to turn around, but she was stopped by Sheng Bowen. When it's time to get off work, you'll say that you're tired and want to go home to rest. Accompany me for lunch. Anyway, it used to be like this. Ren Yufei was afraid of being seen by others, so she nodded. Okay. Thinking about it, Sheng Bowen felt a little aggrieved. He was the dignified president of Huang Yao, but he had to hide and be careful when he wanted to have a meal with his girlfriend. In the end, it was still because the knot in Ren Yufei's heart had not been completely opened, and she could not truly trust him. In fact, he was also doubting whether he could really protect Ren Yufei. After the two of them got off work and were about to go out, They met the vice president of the company, who sent them an urgent document. You'd better not go out to eat, because you'll have a headache soon. What's going on? The new products for next season haven't been released yet, but imitations have already flooded the market. The vice president showed the report to Sheng Bowen. At present, we don't know who leaked it. It seems that the person's position isn't low. Sheng Bowen looked at it, and could only look at Ren Yufei helplessly. Ren Yufei did not blame him. She just said, "I'll order food for the two of you right away, including yourself." Sheng Bowen did not forget to remind her before closing the door. This secretary is really considerate. The vice president could not help but sigh. Don't have any ideas about her. She's already your chairman's granddaughter-in-law, Sheng Bowen said. When the vice president heard this, he immediately felt a sour taste in his mouth. He also smiled. I say, a dignified president cares about a secretary. I really have to congratulate him. This matter is a secret for the time being. Sheng Bowen instructed the vice president. Got it. Let's get down to business first. Sheng Bowen smiled, and looked at Ren Yufei through the glass. This woman really made him feel at ease. However, how would he know that Hu Ran had hired someone to follow Ren Yufei? Hu Ran did not flare up now, because she had not seen anything explosive yet. After all, it always took time to follow someone. Sheng Bowen stayed in the company until evening when he received a call from Sheng Minglan. She and Jing Yin were boarding the plane that night. Thinking that eighth brother and the others had already gone to see them off, he also pulled Ren Yufei and said, "Come with me somewhere." But, are you unwilling? No, I have to go home and change my clothes. Ren Yufei looked down at herself and said, I'm too professional. It's okay. Minglan and the others won't mind. You're already my girlfriend, so can't you see my family? Fourth sister is going abroad today. I don't know when we'll see each other again. Alright, I'll go with you. Ren Yufei could not take it anymore. She had seen Sheng Bowen act coquettishly in front of Sheng Xiao and Sheng Minglan. This man would only show such a side to people he truly cared about. Therefore, she felt that she was warm too. The two of them quickly got into the car. At this time, Sheng Bowen asked Ren Yufei, You've been by my side for so long, but I still don't know about your family situation. Where are your relatives? Chapter 7:11. Sheng Bowen saw that Ren Yufei's face was pale, and realized that he might have said something wrong. He quickly tried to smooth things over. If you don't want to talk about it, we won't mention it. It's not like that. Ren Yufei tilted her head to look at Sheng Bowen and replied, I just feel that family matters can't be brought up in public. There's nothing that can't be brought up in public. Look at Xiaoqi. She never belittles herself, Sheng Bowen said. If you're willing to tell me, I'll listen. If you're not willing, then we'll wait until the day you untie the knot in your heart. Ren Yufei was silent for a while, and finally admitted defeat. Actually, I have 2 younger brothers at home. Because I had to raise my younger brother. My parents sold me to a couple who couldn't have children when I was 4 years old. However, after a car accident, the couple left and I was homeless, so I was sent back. Later, my parents didn't have any more ideas about me. It's just that I don't have anything that my younger brother has. So I secretly swore that one day, I would escape from my original family. After I became an adult, I relied on my own efforts to get into university and worked part-time to study. However, my parents knew about my situation and wanted me to earn money to buy a house for my younger brother. I couldn't take it anymore, so I broke up with my family. Later, I entered Huangyao and was taken in by CEO Sheng at that time. He asked me to. But you didn't do anything to hurt me, Sheng Bowen said with a smile. At that time, I needed this income. I couldn't be fired by CEO Sheng. But in the end, you didn't take this path. Sheng Bowen looked at her and his expression softened. Look, it's not a big deal to say it now, right? Chairman, do you really not despise my birth? Ren Yufei's expression was very unconfident. I really know myself. I really don't want to climb up the social ladder. You're just doing it because you have feelings for me. Ren Yufei did not say anything because Sheng Bowen had already said what was on her mind. Yufei, I was born into a wealthy family. It's not as amazing as you think. I was also imprisoned by the old man, and lost my freedom and life. Since that's all in the past, let's look forward, okay? After Ren Yufei heard this, she nodded and felt a little relieved. Sheng Bowen might not be as good as Sheng Xiao, who could strategize everything. However, the feeling he gave people was real. He might not be able to save you from danger, but when danger came, he would definitely stand in front of you and bear the pain for you. You're probably the easiest person to get along with among the rich and powerful. The rich aren't as scary as you think. I can't help but criticize little Seven again. Is she difficult to get along with? Ren Yufei shook her head. That was because Mu Qiqi had always been tormented by Mu Tongxue, even if she was born into a rich family. She might only be 20 years old, but she was much more mature than most men and women. Soon they arrived at the airport. By then, Mu Qiqi was already touching Sheng Minglan's belly and whispering to her. You're finally here. Sheng Minglan glared at him. I thought you wouldn't come. You don't plan to see Grandpa before leaving? I went to see him 2 days ago. Didn't you know? Sheng Minglan reached out and hugged Sheng Bowen. Third brother, be happy. Jing Yun still looked serious, but it was obvious that his eyes were on Sheng Minglan's movements. He was really nervous. Call often when you're abroad. Sheng Bowen couldn't help but remind her. Why did you bring your secretary to see us off? Sheng Minglan teased. That's your future sister-in-law. Sheng Bowen rolled his eyes at her and turned around to put his arm around Ren Yufei's shoulder. When your brother gets married, don't forget to give me a gift. Be good to her. The few of them saw each other off at the airport. Finally, they sent the couple to the security checkpoint. Then Mu Qiqi yawned at Sheng Xiao. Let's go, Xiao Xiao. We're going home to sleep. You guys should go home and sleep too. When Ren Yufei heard this, her ears immediately turned red. Xiao Qi, are you planning to go home and suppress eighth brother again? Sheng Bowen teased. That's our boudoir. Do you have it? Sheng Bowen choked. He knew that this girl was up to no good, but he still went to provoke her. He was asking for trouble. Mu Qiqi looked at the two of them. One was stiffer than the other. She smiled. All right, I won't tease you anymore. Secretary Ren, keep in touch when you're free. Okay, Miss Mu. Mu Qiqi looked at the two of them meaningfully, and then burrowed into Sheng Zhao's arms. It's already March. Why are you still so cold? Sheng Bowen looked in the direction where Mu Qiqi and Ren Yufei had left and shook his head. Then he turned to Ren Yufei and said, let's go. I'll send you back too. Ren Yufei's face had been blushing, because Mu Qiqi was really too shameless. By the way, it's Grandpa's birthday in a few days. You should come too. Before getting into the car, Sheng Bowen said to Ren Yufei. Ren Yufei did not pay attention to Sheng Bowen's words, because she noticed from the rearview mirror that someone seemed to be following them. Late that night, Hu Ran already knew about Ren Yufei and Sheng Bowen's intimate actions. After all, she had sent someone to follow them for several days. Miss Hu, do you still want to follow them? The man asked Hu Ran. There's no need. Hu Ran shook her head and sat on the chair. Her whole body was stiff because she found it hard to accept. By the way, there's one more thing. Since yesterday, someone else has been following CEO Sheng. Before the man left, he said to Hu Ran curiously, at that time, I thought it was someone else you found, but when I saw it later, it wasn't. Why do you think it wasn't? Because I saw that person get into an expensive car with my own eyes. I asked my friend to check the license plate, and found that the car belonged to the Gu family. After Hu Ran heard this, she vaguely guessed that the other group of people might be Sheng Kai's men. Sheng Bowen was not Sheng Xiao, who could easily discover the dangers around him. He could take damage, but he had no defense. After hearing this news, her anger dissipated by more than half. If there's nothing else, I'll be leaving first. The man saw that Hu Ran did not move, and thought that she did not care. However, Hu Ran stopped him. Wait, continue to follow Sheng Bowen for me, especially the person following him. I understand, Miss Hu. Papa Hu heard the conversation between the two of them outside Hu Ran's room. He sighed and entered the room to pat his daughter's shoulder. Why are you doing this? Since you're so angry, aren't you just letting third young master die? Dad, I know you can't let go. Actually, have you realized that your feelings for third young master are possessive, worried, and angry? But there's no heartache? Hu Ran did not say anything. That's because your feelings for him are more like family. Chapter 7:12. The reason why you're angry is because there's no man more outstanding than him by your side for the time being. But he started a new relationship so quickly. You think his feelings are cheap. But baby, there's never been a deep love between the two of you. He met the person he really likes and pursued her. Is that wrong? If it were you who fell in love with someone else, even if you were married and asked for a divorce from third young master, he wouldn't blame you. Do you believe it? Papa Hu's words calmed Hu Ran's heart. She believed it, because Sheng Boan was such a good person. Originally, the two of you could still be family, but your recent actions have caused a lot of trouble for the two of you. Daughter, I once thought you were a fool, so I entrusted you to third young master. However, you've already recovered. Think about the person you used to date. Third young master is really not your cup of tea. After Hu Ran heard this, she immediately smiled. Dad, I understand. If you understand, then think about it carefully. I still have to follow him. After all, she wanted to know what Sheng Kai was going to do. In 2 days, it would be old Master Sheng's birthday. Could it be that this awkward person who had been kicked out of his family still wanted to cause some big news? As for the matter between Sheng Boan and Ren Yufei, Hu Ran sighed. She would wait until she found out Sheng Kai's intentions. 2 days later, the various faculties of Sheng Ting held activities related to the opening ceremony one after another. Feng Shanshan found out from the forum which day the activities of the Foreign Languages Department were going to be held. And that top student was called Cheng Xia. As a man, he had already abandoned his gentlemanly demeanor and used a woman's privacy to attack others. He would be treated the same way, or even more miserably. The opening ceremony of the Foreign Languages Department started at 7 in the evening. After Feng Shanshan went to sign the contract with the agent that day, she gave Mu Qiqi a call. Are you going to watch a show tonight? When and where? Mu Qiqi asked with interest. The auditorium of the third teaching building at 7 o'clock. If nothing goes wrong, it should be very exciting. Then I'll see you at school at 6:50. Mu Qiqi smiled and hung up the phone. After dinner, Mu Qiqi lay on Sheng Zhao's body coquettishly and did not say a word. Sheng Zhao lowered his head to look at the little one and knew that she must be up to something again. Tell me, Feng Shanshan asked me to go to the school to watch a play tonight. I think I should go. What do you think? Mu Qiqi asked in return. I'll bring Su Che there. Be careful. You've already thought it through. Why are you still asking me? Sheng Zhao pretended to be angry and pushed Mu Qiqi away. Mu Qiqi observed Sheng Zhao for a while before suddenly asking, Or, do you want to go too? Do you think I'm in the mood for that? Sheng Zhao mocked. Come back before 9, or you'll sleep in the living room tonight. Mu Qiqi smiled but said nothing. She only kissed him on the cheek before turning to leave. At 6:50 p.m., the two of them met outside the auditorium on time. Taking advantage of the fact that the Foreign Languages Department was about to begin, everyone was already in position. Therefore, the two of them sneaked into the last row of the auditorium. Are you ready? Mu Qiqi asked in a low voice under the light. You just need to wait and see. Feng Shanshan pointed at the auditorium with her chin and answered. The two of them hid among the students in a low-key manner. Because the lights were dim, no one noticed that the two of them had sneaked into the classroom. Then, the leaders of the Foreign Languages Department rushed forward to speak first. Which segment is the award of the scholarship? Mu Qiqi really hated such a long foreshadowing, and asked Feng Shanshan in a low voice. What you should be asking is when that scumbag's background will be exposed. Let's continue to watch. As the two of them were talking, they saw Cheng Xia stand up from the first row. It turned out that he was one of the hosts of the event today. With such a harmless face, no one would have thought that he would be so despicable. Cheng Xia was a talent in the Foreign Languages Department. He had a good relationship with both men and women, and was very open in the event. It could be seen that he was very confident. However, he was too talented, so of course, he would attract jealousy. Feng Shanshan had studied the forum for a long time, before she found the weakness and enemy of this influential figure. As the president of the Student Union of the Foreign Languages Department, Xia, say a few words to encourage these lazy pigs. The attendance rate of the new semester is simply a joke. The dean sat below the stage and said to Xia, who was standing on the stage. Xia smiled and looked very obedient. Especially the vice president. Xiaodong, you should learn more from Xia. What this person called Ji Xiaodong couldn't stand the most was comparing him to Xia, especially by the director. In the past, he did not know Xia's background, so he could not refute it. However, ever since he received the document from the kind-hearted person, he no longer cared about Xia. What should I learn from him? How about taking drugs? Ji Xiaodong sneered. Dean, do you really not know that his brother has just been released from prison and is an out-and-out demon? If I learn from him, then what will become of those soldiers who lost their lives to drug enforcement? After hearing his words, the dean's expression changed. Not only that, but everyone present who pricked up their ears to hear it also changed their expressions. Ji Xiaodong, what nonsense are you spouting? The dean quickly scolded him. Xia knows very well whether I'm spouting nonsense or not. Ji Xiaodong sneered. I don't want to hide it from others. In the past few years in school, you've kept your mouth shut about your family matters. If this isn't hiding, then what is? Ji Xiaodong and Xia started to argue. Don't you find it disgusting and ironic that the younger brother of a criminal flaunts his prowess in school every day and takes the school's scholarship? Ji Xiaodong, shut up. You've gone too far. The dean quickly stopped him. Dean, I won't say much else. I'll just say a question in my heart. After knowing his background, even if you think he's not wrong, do you still want to award the scholarship to him? Ji Xiaodong sneered. As for me, I'm not afraid of Xia's revenge. After all, I have a bunch of lawyers at home. Didn't I hear that his brother has been released from prison? If your brother dares to come looking for trouble with me, my parents will definitely let him go back to prison and stay there until the end. This was also the first time someone from the Foreign Languages Department had heard that Xia had such a background. Xia's expression was very ugly. He put down the microphone and was about to leave the auditorium, but he was stopped by Ji Xiaodong. Don't pretend to be innocent. You're best at this trick. If you really have a magnanimous heart, then why don't you dare to let everyone know about this? Chapter 713. Seeing that Ji Xiaodong was saying more and more things, the dean quickly said to the boys in the department, hurry up and pull him down. He's full of nonsense. 3 or 4 students stepped forward and pulled Ji Xiaodong towards the exit. Because there were so many people, Ji Xiaodong definitely could not resist. As he walked, he said, Xia, everyone in the school is qualified to receive a scholarship, but you don't. You're still so shameless. Outside the door, Ji Xiaodong's voice was getting further and further away. Xia stood on the stage and had already lost all face. Everything happened too suddenly, so no one could react in time. They only felt like their ears were exploding from this explosive news. Let's continue the event. Xia, come with me. The dean stood up from his seat and said to Xia. Xia was stunned for a moment before he walked down from the stage. He tried his best to make himself look like his legs were not weak. Who was it? Using that idiot Ji Xiaodong to humiliate him? When Xia left the stage, he glanced at the entire audience. However, he did not find anything unusual. However, he had hidden his brother's matter so well. How did Ji Xiaodong know about it? Mu Qiqi and Feng Shanshan buried their heads under their seats. When Xia was called away, that would be the climax. Because the entire Department of Foreign Languages was in an uproar. Thinking about the students who entered the Department of Foreign Languages, even if they did not come from rich families, their families were at least clean. However, Xia was an exception. Moreover, his brother did not do anything sneaky, but did the most disgusting thing. I'm convinced too. To think that I had a crush on Xia. I really didn't expect him to have such a terrifying brother. Isn't the most terrifying thing that a dangerous person like him doesn't tell anyone? Although he's the younger brother of a criminal, and he's not wrong, because of his brother's shady business, I hate him too. What scholarship? The school really shouldn't have given it to him. Gossip was a fearful thing. It was not Feng Shanshan's fault that her private affairs had been made public and discussed by others. However, others could say extremely vicious things about her. Now that it was Cheng Xia, he would let him have a taste of the pain of being despised, reviled, and wronged without being able to explain himself. Is it safe for you to look for Ji Xiaodong? Don't drag innocent people into this mess. Don't worry. Even if Cheng Xia's brother wants to take revenge, he'll think about it. After all, Ji Xiaodong's family is full of lawyers. Unless he still wants to get in and drag Cheng Xia in. I've been waiting on the forum for a few days. There were other candidates, but in the end, I felt that he was the most capable. Feng Shanshan explained. So, I sent this person the information about Cheng Xia's brother. How can you be sure that Ji Xiaodong will cause trouble for Cheng Xia on this occasion? I can't guarantee anything, but I've already asked the cleaning lady to replace their PowerPoint slides after they finished rehearsing. I thought that Ji Xiaodong might be able to support them, but I didn't expect him to be so strong. The PowerPoint slides haven't come in handy yet. After hearing that, Mu Qiqi gave Feng Shanshan a thumbs up. Are you happy now that you've taken your revenge? I'm happy. Let's go. Feng Shanshan answered and got up from the back seat without hesitation. Under everyone's gaze, someone noticed Mu Qiqi and Mu Qiqi. Isn't that Feng Shanshan and Mu Qiqi? Why are they here? Could this be a coincidence? Impossible. Feng Shanshan was expelled from school. Mu Qiqi is from the Faculty of Forensic Medicine. Why would she come to our Faculty of Foreign Languages? Everyone began to discuss. Some people were good at reasoning and came to their own conclusions. You see, my guess is correct. Those two people just now are Feng Shanshan and Mu Qiqi. The reason why they're here is to watch our event. But our event is very common. The Faculty of Forensic Medicine will also hold it. So, I think the biggest possibility is that they're here because they knew that Cheng Xia would make a fool of himself tonight, and specially came to watch the show. But the three of them have no grudges against each other. Why would the two of them do this? Everyone fell into deep thought. They felt that Cheng Xia's matter was very similar to Feng Shanshan's previous grievance. Could it be that Cheng Xia was the one who leaked Feng Shanshan's privacy? Everyone felt that it was unbelievable when they guessed this possibility. Why would Cheng Xia do this? However, other than that, there was no other explanation. On the other side, Cheng Xia and the dean had already entered the office. The dean felt a little uncomfortable, so he turned around and asked Cheng Xia, "Is what Ji Xiaodong said true?" "Dean, it's true." Cheng Xia decided to be magnanimous. "My brother. He did do something wrong in the past, but he has already paid the price and has turned over a new leaf. Any normal person knew very well how likely it was for a drug addict to relapse. It's not your fault, but what happened tonight must have affected your reputation. After all, with such a background, everyone is afraid of you. Can you understand?" The dean asked Cheng Xia helplessly. Cheng Xia was silent for a while and nodded. "I understand. It's good that you understand. As for other matters, we'll wait for the school meeting to decide. You should go back and have a good rest." What he meant was that this year's scholarship might be gone. Thinking of this, Cheng Xia immediately knelt down to the dean. "Dean, my brother is my brother, and I am me. I haven't done anything illegal. You can't vent your anger on me because of my brother." Cheng Xia, the dean can only help you protect this matter. In the end, it's up to the school's decision. When Cheng Xia said this, he did not feel unnatural at all because he felt that he was very innocent. But he did not think that Feng Shanshan was innocent. Wasn't Feng Shanshan the person he was venting his anger on? "Dean, I'm begging you. I need a scholarship." "Alright, I understand. You can go back first today." The professor was a little helpless. "I also know that this is not your fault. I will do my best to help you, okay? My brother made a mistake, but he has to be implicated. What kind of logic is this? There's no such thing as a son paying his father's debts now. You can't reject me just because of my brother." What he said seemed to make sense, but he seemed to have two sets of standards for Feng Shanshan. Feng Shanshan deserved it, and he was innocent enough to vent his anger on her. "Dean, Chapter 714. Cheng Xia did not listen to his advice at all. He was even full of resentment. The school is unfair to me. I'll go to the Education Bureau to submit the materials. I just want to know why I have to bear the blame for my brother's mistake. I must get an explanation from the school. Seeing that he did not know what was good for him, the dean could not be bothered to continue talking to him. If you want to sue, go ahead. I won't stop you. Cheng Xia refused to communicate with the dean anymore and ran away from the professor. However, when he returned to the dormitory, he heard his roommates discussing. They all said that they saw Mu Qiqi and Feng Shanshan at the event. Did you see them? When Cheng Xia heard Mu Qiqi and Feng Shanshan's names, he immediately understood something. He admitted that he was the one who exposed Feng Shanshan's matter. But Feng Shanshan had brought it upon herself. She wanted to be with the person who caused his brother to go to jail. He just wanted to teach Feng Shanshan a lesson. However, he did not expect that Feng Shanshan would take revenge after knowing that he was the one who exposed the matter. How shameless was she? After knowing the cause and effect of the matter, Cheng Xia was furious. However, Feng Shanshan had already dropped out of school. Who could he argue with? Mu Qiqi. Thinking of this, Cheng Xia returned to the dormitory and slept soundly. He completely pretended that he could not hear what others were saying about him. He waited until the next morning before leaving the dormitory early and going to the forensic science classroom. Mu Qiqi had class in the morning, but Cheng Xia stopped her halfway. I have something to say to you. Mu Qiqi looked at Cheng Xia with a cold expression and walked away from him. She turned a blind eye to this scumbag. Mu Qiqi, I know it was you and Feng Shanshan who did it. You exposed my brother's matter. Mu Qiqi turned around and asked Cheng Xia. You're allowed to vent your anger, and others aren't allowed to take revenge? That cop sent my brother to prison, but Feng Shanshan insisted on being with him. Shouldn't I hate her? Cheng Xia asked Mu Qiqi matter-of-factly. After Mu Qiqi heard this, she sneered. You caused others to be expelled from the school. Shouldn't Feng Shanshan return the favor? Where did she get her face from? Hearing this, Mu Qiqi finally understood. Cheng Xia did not think that he was wrong at all, so her words became sharp. Then where did you get your face from? Don't you think you're disgusting to expose a woman's privacy? Besides, your brother committed a crime, and the police arrested him. This is a matter of course. What do you have to complain about? You said that someone else made you bear the blame for your brother's mistake. This is called venting your anger. Did you vent your anger on Feng Shanshan too? Every injustice has its perpetrator, and every debt has its debtor. You bullied a woman, and you still have the nerve to talk nonsense in front of me? Why don't you bully Tang Yan? You think it's a Tang Yan? Cheng Xia was rendered speechless by Mu Qiqi. It's just exposing your relationship with your brother. You should burn incense. I haven't told anyone that you bullied a woman. Otherwise, in the eyes of others, you will not be the brother of a criminal, but a scumbag. Cheng Xia had no chance of winning against Mu Qiqi. His theory of innocence was useless in front of Mu Qiqi. Just you wait. Mu Qiqi, just you wait. I'll wait for you. I want to see if you can get hold of my weakness and make a good show. After saying that, Mu Qiqi walked around Cheng Xia and returned to the classroom. It was really disgusting to think that such a lowly person could be a top student. However, in the morning, another rumor spread in the school. Cheng Xia was the one who exposed Feng Shanshan's matter, because he wanted to take revenge on Feng Shanshan. What happened last night in the foreign languages department was Feng Shanshan's return of the favor. The two of them were returning the favor. As a result, Cheng Xia could not stay in school anymore. Mu Qiqi was right. The brother of a criminal was not that tragic. He just could not get a scholarship. However, he was a pervert who exposed a woman's privacy. Even the people around him felt disgusted when they saw him. Therefore, after school, Cheng Xia waited for Mu Qiqi at the school gate. Seeing that Mu Qiqi was about to get into the car, he ran over. Mu Qiqi, tell me clearly. Cheng Xia stepped forward and pulled Mu Qiqi. Su Che got out of the car and threw Cheng Xia over his shoulder. Do you want to die? Su Che asked in a deep voice. It's fine, Su Che. This person is shameless and shameless. Let go of him. Otherwise, He'll come looking for you later. Mu Qiqi turned around and said to Su Che. Su Che let go, but he stood beside Mu Qiqi to protect her. Cheng Xia lay on the ground and questioned Mu Qiqi loudly. Why did you tell others about our conversation? You said I'm disgusting? Aren't you the same? I don't have the time to spread the news about you. You were the one who found the forensic science department, and a place where couples like to meet. You even said it with certainty. If someone eavesdropped on you, you can't blame it on me, can you? I don't believe it. Look at yourself, and then look at me. How big is the difference between our identities? If I really wanted to deal with you, it would be a piece of cake. So don't discuss me anymore. With that, Mu Qiqi opened the car door and sat beside Sheng Xiao. This man had been listening to the show in the car from the beginning to the end. Cheng Xia couldn't do anything to Mu Qiqi. He didn't dare to offend her, and he didn't know where to find Feng Shanshan. His life in school was so difficult now that he had been targeted by many people. Therefore, he could only go home and ask his brother for help. Sheng Xiao's car drove for a distance. At this moment, Sheng Xiao said quietly, How dare you offend the brother of a criminal? Aren't you afraid of being plotted against? I believe in justice and justice. You believe in it and still want to take revenge on Feng Shanshan. Only I can understand this, Sheng Xiao said coldly. Don't go anywhere alone for a period of time. Even if you don't say it. I've never been alone except in school, Mu Qiqi quickly said. Are you that obedient? I'm that obedient. Sheng Xiao took the opportunity to pinch her chin. You're pretending to be obedient while causing trouble. I'm just relying on your love. Do you want me to be afraid of everything in order to avoid danger? I promised you that I would cherish my life. I'm not just saying that for nothing. But that doesn't mean that I don't have the courage to face danger. Sheng Xiao felt that this thing's eloquence was getting better and better. He let go of her chin. You can come up with all kinds of fallacies. Chapter 7:15. You're heartless. There are only a few people I care about. I can't just watch Feng Shanshan get bullied. Xiao Xiao, I didn't mean to drag you down. Mu Qiqi suddenly put on a serious look. Sheng Xiao was not used to it. Drag you down? Every time something like this happens to me, don't you investigate the other party's ancestors and guard against all kinds of dangers for me? Don't think I don't know. I remember it all. Mu Qiqi lay on Sheng Xiao's legs and acted coquettishly. Sheng Xiao was speechless. He pretended to be cold and let Mu Qiqi go. Anyway, what she said was the truth. However, when they reached the door, Mu Qiqi suddenly pulled Sheng Xiao's arm and whispered to him, Can you not go home tonight? I quite like the floor-to-ceiling glass in your office. Sheng Xiao instantly understood the hidden meaning in her words. After a few seconds of silence, he said to Su Che, You can get off work. Su Che knew where they were going, so he nodded. Then I'll go home first. Then, Sheng Xiao drove Mu Qiqi to Zhongting's office. It was indeed a little inconvenient for the couple to live with their parents. Even if Mu Qiqi wanted to do something wild with her man, she had to take care of the two old people at home. Only in Sheng Xiao's office could she do whatever she wanted without any scruples. In the spacious office, there was no need for any lights, because the lights of the entire city were enough for the two of them to see each other clearly. And in front of the floor-to-ceiling glass, Sheng Xiao was deeply satisfied with this little one. Do you still miss this glass? Mu Qiqi endured the force and felt that she almost went crazy in this flickering space. The person I'm thinking about all the time is you, Mu Qiqi answered with difficulty. On the other hand, Feng Shanshan had already packed everything at home and was waiting to move into her new house. Tang Yin had not gone back to work yet. Perhaps he wanted to ensure her safety before she moved. However, Feng Shanshan felt that she did not need it. You're the leader of the criminal investigation team and the captain of the criminal investigation team. Now you don't even care about the case because of love? Late at night, Feng Shanshan saw Tang Yin sitting on the balcony smoking. She walked behind him and leaned on his back. This is the first time I've seen you smoking. Someone gave it to me. It's a pity not to smoke it. I'm not addicted, Tang Yin replied. I know you're not addicted. However, the way this man smoked was too sexy. Just imagine, a man with a perfect figure topless, sitting on the balcony smoking. How handsome and tangible was that? There haven't been any major cases in the bureau recently. Old Chung and the others will handle the ordinary ones. Chief, do you know that that person has been released? I know. Tang Yin blew out the last smoke ring and put out the cigarette butt. But it's useless even if you know. If he doesn't commit any more crimes, no one can convict him. Then is he really that fierce? Hearing this question, Tang Yin turned around and pulled Feng Shanshan into his arms. It's not the right time to talk. Then what is suitable? Perfect for kissing. After saying that, Tang Yin kissed her. The kiss was earth-shattering. Soon the two of them had an idea on the chair. Without waiting for them to enter the room, the two of them directly sat on the table, as big as they wanted to be. It was as if this was the only way Tang Yin could be sure that this woman was still alive by his side. In the middle of the night, the women could not stand the torture and fell asleep. At this time, the worried men were on the phone. Every time Mu Qiqi was in danger, Sheng Xiao would first investigate the other party before making arrangements. This was because he had always understood the principle of knowing yourself and your enemy, and you would always be victorious. Xiao Sheng. It seems that Captain Tang has guessed it. I'll call you, Sheng Xiao said in a low voice as he stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling window in his office. You care about Mu Qiqi so much. There's no need to think about this kind of thing. Tang Yin replied as he sat on the sofa. I want to know about Cheng Bin's situation. Sheng Xiao went straight to the point. In return, I'll include Feng Shanshan in my protection range. Deal. Tang Yin seemed to have predicted this call from Sheng Xiao. Moreover, he had also thought of a bargaining chip for their cooperation. It shouldn't be difficult for them to protect their respective women, right? It was only a few days before the old man's birthday. Mu Qiqi did not seem to care about it. No one knew if she had prepared a gift for the old man. In fact, old Master Sheng did not have any special requirements for his children and grandchildren to give him anything. His main wish this time was for Sheng Bowen to bring Ren Yufei to his house for a meal. When Sheng Bowen heard this request, he was naturally very satisfied. However, during breakfast, he still couldn't help but reveal a spoiler to the old man. I heard that eighth brother has given Mu Qiqi a difficult problem. He asked her to prepare a birthday gift for you and make you like it. I wonder how Xiao Qi's preparations are going. When old Master Sheng heard this, his eyes were filled with anticipation. However, in front of others, he still pretended to snort coldly. She's someone who always makes me angry and makes me seethe with anger. What do you expect her to give me? I don't believe it. Grandpa doesn't believe that Xiao Qi can deliver the gift to your heart. It's not that I don't believe it, but I don't think it's possible because this girl doesn't understand me at all. Even the few of you don't know what I like. Although the old man said that, he did not think that way in his heart. In the past, he hated Mu Qiqi so much, but now the person he talked about the most was Mu Qiqi. Mu Qiqi's position in his heart had surpassed Sheng Xiao's. He thought that others couldn't tell. Of course, Sheng Bowen did not expose him. This old man was becoming more and more duplicitous. He still refused to admit it. Let's see what kind of surprise Xiao Qi would give this old man. After work, Sheng Bowen confirmed with Ren Yufei again that she would attend the old man's birthday with him that day. Ren Yufei had already agreed several times, but she could not withstand Sheng Bowen's repeated inquiries. However, for the past few days, she had been having a premonition that her every move was being monitored. For example, when she and Sheng Bowen went to the airport to send Sheng Minglan and Hu Jinyao off, she noticed that someone was following them. In the past few days, the premonition had become stronger and stronger. Could it be Hu Ran? Ren Yufei took a deep breath and then denied her thoughts. She felt that this kind of stalking did not seem like the kind of quarrel between women. Chapter 716. Hu Ran did not stop following Ren Yufei and Gu Xiling, but she did not cause trouble for Ren Yufei either. She was waiting for news at home. Based on Sheng Kai and Gu Xiling's personalities, she had a feeling that they would find her sooner or later. Papa Hu passed by his daughter's room after work. When he saw that Hu Ran was still talking to the detective, he sighed helplessly. Sometimes he did not understand what Hu Ran was thinking about. However, it was at this moment that Hu Ran received a call from an unknown number. From the moment she picked up, she was almost certain of the other party's identity. It was Gu Xiling. Do you have time for a cup of coffee tonight? Because I see that you seem to be very distressed recently. Did you call the wrong number? This is the Hu family. You know who I am without asking for my name. Hu Ran. And you still say that you don't know that we sent people to follow Xingboan? Didn't you also send people to follow him? And that vixen? It had been a long time since she heard this voice. It was because Sheng Kai and Gu Xiling had been dealt with so harshly that they shouldn't have wanted to cause trouble again. However, judging from the current situation, these two people were most likely going to take revenge on the Sheng family. You and Xingboan are divorced, but you still care so much about him. Why? Shut up, Hu Ran berated loudly. Are you just going to watch Xingboan and that vixen get together? As if she had been stabbed in the heart, Hu Ran's voice was mixed with anger. Tell me, where do we meet? Soon, the two of them agreed on a time and place to meet. However, Hu Ran still wanted to go out so late at night, which made Papa Hu very worried. Xiao Ran, didn't you listen to what Dad said at all? Dad, I know what I'm doing, Hu Ran said calmly. I don't know when I'll be back tonight. Don't leave the lights on for me. Papa Hu sighed. He felt that this was a completely different person from the obedient daughter he used to know. On the other side, after Cheng Xia suffered a setback, he went home to look for his brother, Cheng Bin, who had just been released from prison. When Cheng Bin found out, he kicked his brother. His expression was very fierce, especially the scar on his forehead, which looked even more ferocious. Who told you to think you're smart? Did I ask you to take revenge for me? Do you think you can make me feel good just because you took it out on a woman? Stupid thing. What I want is Tang Yan's life. If you attack his woman, you'll alert him. How am I going to find a chance to kill him in the future? Cheng Xia lay on the ground innocently, holding his head. Brother. I'm just a criminal. What right do I have to be your brother? You'd better get lost. Also, don't get involved in my business in the future. What I do is to kill people. Do you have the guts to do that? Cheng Xia shrunk his head. Of course, he didn't have the guts. Since you don't have the guts, then scram. Tomorrow, I will personally go to the police station to apologize to Tang Yan. Before I am ready, I must not be suspected by this person. I really have a good brother taking it out on women. In front of Cheng Bin, Cheng Xia was terrified and in awe. However, because of their blood relationship, he wanted to get close to him. However, Cheng Bin had the aura of a pugilistic world, so Cheng Xia did not dare to get too close to him. Go back. This isn't a place you should be in. Brother, I can't stay in school anymore. That's none of my business. Cheng Xia's crying was really asking for a beating in front of Sheng Bin. The most hateful thing was that he had to go to the police station to apologize. There were few customers in the cafe at night. It was also because of the cold that the surroundings looked very deserted. At this moment, Hu Ran and Gu Xiling were sitting face to face. They used to be sworn enemies, but now the two of them could actually look at each other calmly. I still remember your honey in your glass shards. Don't tell me you've forgotten about them? Gu Xiling looked at Hu Ran carefully and suddenly laughed. Hu Ran, those are all in the past. Can't you care about what's happening now? Think about it. If it weren't for you, Xingboan wouldn't have been able to sit in the position of CEO. You two went through thick and thin together, but now Xingboan. Gu Xiling still looked so annoying. Her nature hadn't changed at all. Hu Ran did not say anything. She just picked up the coffee cup and took a sip. Think about it. How long has it been since your divorce? Xingboan has found a new lover, and it's the little vixen that Sheng Kai sent to him. Aren't you angry at all? You've said so much. What exactly do you want? Hu Ran asked Gu Xiling in return. You asked me to have coffee just to say how heartless Xingboan is? Don't you think that everyone in the Sheng family deserves to die? After hearing Gu Xiling's words, Hu Ran suddenly laughed. You want to drag me along with you to take revenge on the Sheng family. Am I right? You knew that I was following Xingboan, but you didn't tell him. It's enough to show that you hate him. What do you want to do? It won't make things difficult for you. Gu Xiling smiled meaningfully at Hu Ran. We just want to arrange a prank for Huang Yao. But because Sheng Kai's people have been completely removed from Huang Yao, I need you. After meeting Gu Xiling, it was already 10 o'clock at night. Hu Ran left the cafe. On the way back, she kept thinking about whether she should remind Sheng Bowen now. However, if Sheng Bowen was on guard and Gu Xiling became suspicious of her, wouldn't Sheng Bowen fall into a trap if someone else did something else? So she couldn't say it now. Of course, Sheng Kai also suspected that Hu Ran would ruin it. So on the way back with Gu Xiling he asked her, "Do you trust her that much?" "We're just asking her for a small favor. She doesn't know our real intention. So what's there to be afraid of? Moreover, I've said that I'm playing a prank on Sheng Bowen. She hates Sheng Bowen, and will definitely take the bait. Most importantly, if she can't do it, I'll arrange for someone else to prepare a surprise for the old man at his birthday party. Kai, you've been hiding for so long. It's time for you to see the light of day." Did Gu Xiling think that Sheng Kai could be like Sheng Xiao? Sheng Xiao had been hiding for half a year and found it jolting. But could Sheng Kai? No matter what, the husband and wife were quite confident. Sheng Kai felt that the day of the old man's birthday party would be the day of his return. Late at night, Mu Qiqi locked herself in the study. She was secretly preparing a birthday gift for the old man. No one knew what she was up to. Chapter 717. She didn't even put in so much effort for his birthday. Now for the old man, she was completely devoted. Even though he knew that he was the one who gave the order, and had no right to be angry, he still silently drank a bottle of vinegar in his heart. Half an hour later, Mu Qiqi came out of the study and saw Sheng Xiao sitting on the bed reading documents. She leaned on him and said, "You ignored me the whole night. You're so busy. Do you need me to take care of you?" When Mu Qiqi heard that, she deliberately sniffed him a few times. "Why do I smell something sour? Third brother has already spoken. If I don't show some sincerity, I will definitely be laughed at. Moreover, this matter was originally done by you, so you have no right to be jealous." "Did I say that I'm jealous?" Sheng Xiao looked up and asked with a fake smile. "Yes." Mu Qiqi nodded affirmatively. "I can smell your sourness from 5 kilometers away. You smelled it wrong." With that, Sheng Xiao put down the document and lay down, looking like he was about to sleep. Mu Qiqi rode on top of him. "Is it so hard to admit that you're jealous?" Sheng Xiao was not in a hurry even though she was sitting on him. He just put his hands behind his head and said slowly, "When you had a crush on me, you didn't dare to ride on me like this. It's because I'm riding a tiger and I can't back down. Just like now, I'm afraid of embarrassing you." Sheng Xiao grabbed her and sat up. He pressed her on his lap and spanked her butt. Lawless. Mu Qiqi's eyes were filled with tears. She couldn't fight back. "You're jealous, but you won't admit it. I asked you to prepare a gift, and you're so happy." Mu Qiqi quickly crawled under the covers and hugged him. "Although I'm very happy that you're jealous of me, is it necessary for you to do it for the old man?" The next morning, Tang Yin was still at home when he received a call from the bureau. "Captain Tang, come back for a while. Someone named Cheng Bin came to look for you, and said that he wants to apologize to you." Tang Yan's expression changed slightly when he heard Cheng Bin's name. "Let him go back. There's no need. We told him that. But he insisted that he wouldn't leave the police station until he saw him." Old Cheng answered awkwardly. Tang Yin was silent for a few seconds and nodded. "I'll be right back." What kind of trick was Cheng Bin playing? To ensure Feng Shanshan's safety, Tang Yin planned to bring her along. "You can go by yourself. Why do you need me to follow you?" Cheng Bin has appeared. "I'm afraid that he will use some tricks to lure us away," Tang Yin explained calmly. After Feng Shanshan heard this, she stopped talking and leaned against the car to rest. She was clearly not awake yet, but she was forcefully dragged out of bed by this man. However, thinking that he was worried, Feng Shanshan did not complain anymore. Soon, the off-road vehicle entered the parking lot of the police station. Tang Yin said to Feng Shanshan, "Wait for me in the car. I'll be right out." Feng Shanshan did not refute, and leaned against the car quietly. Tang Yin went straight to the reception area of the police station. Chungbin was strong and no longer as fat as before. There was a scar on his forehead, probably caused by a fight with others in prison. He should have looked fierce, but he had a warm smile on his face and was respectful to everyone. Officer Tang. I finally met you, Officer Tang. The group of people did not know what was going on. They all stood to the side and watched the show. Why are you looking for me? Tang Yin was used to being cold. He walked up to Chungbin. After all, he did not regret what he did 5 or 6 years ago. I'm here to apologize on behalf of my brother. Chungbin appeared very obedient. I didn't know that he actually vented his anger on your girlfriend, and even caused her to be expelled from the school. These are all matters of the past. I can feel your sincerity. If there's nothing else, you can go back quickly. Tang Yin was still indifferent. This made old Chung and the others around him anxious. With Captain Tang's conduct, why hadn't he been hacked to death yet? Okay, I'll leave right away. I also want to be a good citizen now, Captain Tang. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done meritorious deeds in prison. I really want to turn over a new leaf. You did very well, and you did the right thing. After hearing Tang Yan's praise, Chungbin smiled as brightly as a child. I don't touch that thing anymore. Captain Tang can arrest me at any time. I'm a criminal police officer now. I don't care about what happens there. Chungbin nodded and placed the local specialties in front of everyone before turning to leave. However, when he entered the parking lot, he saw Tang Yan's car. Looks like that woman is really important to him. He actually brought her with him. Of course, Chungbin did not stay for long. He drove the tattered second-hand car and left the police station. However, at this time, the people from the branch office exploded. Captain Tang, you were a narcotics officer before? Otherwise, why would such a criminal know you? No. That's strange. Senior Brother Long crossed his arms in thought. Captain Tang, do you have any secrets that you're hiding from everyone? If there's nothing else, I'll continue my vacation. Tang Yin did not intend to reply to anyone's questions. These single dogs just like to be suspicious. Then, Tang Yin returned to the car. Feng Shanshan quickly asked, "What's the result?" The Chungbin I saw today was like a completely different person. He used to be such a sinister person, but now he has a smile on his face when he sees everyone. It makes people unable to reach out to him. Then what exactly does he mean? He came to tell me that he has changed his appearance. If it were someone else, I might choose to believe him, but what's wrong with him? He's just here to test me. I don't suspect him. This person used to be able to mix around with big shots at home and abroad. Do you think he doesn't know how to act? Tang Yin asked. Most importantly, he came out in 5 or 6 years of a 15-year sentence. 3 of his sentences were commuted, and all of them were meritorious services in prison. Such a person is not as useless as he looks on the surface. Feng Shanshan nodded. She did not dare to let down her guard against Chungbin. After all, her life and Tang Yan's were tied together. She could not see any mistakes. Perhaps you have to come into contact with such people often. Aren't you afraid? Tang Yin asked curiously when he saw that Feng Shanshan did not say a word. With you around, Feng Shanshan replied. Sometimes, I'm even glad that I don't have to study, because this way, you can tie me to your belt and bring me with you at all times. Graduating from school and graduating through self-study are 2 different things. I've never seen anyone like you who doesn't care about having their lives ruined. Chapter 7:18. When Tang Yin heard this, he felt that the burden on his shoulders was even heavier. It was as if he was carrying Feng Shanshan's future on his shoulders. However, he felt that a man should bear the weight of 2 people. I won't let you regret it. Then charge forward. What's there to be afraid of? Feng Shanshan laughed heartily. They would be lovers for a day together. When danger came, they would face it together. For the whole day, Hu Ran was in deep thought. She sat in her courtyard and hardly went out. Late at night, Papa Hu entered the house exhausted. When he saw his daughter sitting in the courtyard, he walked up to her. Why aren't you sleeping yet? Dad, why have you been so late recently? Hu Ran asked Papa Hu. It's nothing. I'm just socializing. I'll go take a shower first, and then chat with you. Hu Ran nodded. In fact, she felt a little guilty. During this period of time, she had focused all her attention on Shungboan, so she rarely cared about her father. If she hadn't seen him enter the door just now, she wouldn't have known how haggard he looked. Then, she sighed and finally chose to call Ren Yufei. Secretary Run, are you free? Let's meet now. On the other end of the line, Ren Yufei looked at the time. Because she didn't want Shungboan to know, she nodded and agreed. Tell me the time and place. Hu Ran said a few words to Ren Yufei, then hurriedly told Papa Hu and left the house. Papa Hu was a little helpless, but he didn't blame his daughter. After all, he only had this one treasure. Half an hour later, the two of them chose to meet at a coffee shop. Ren Yufei thought that Hu Ran must have come to lay her cards on the table, although she didn't know what Hu Ran's bottom line was. The first thing Hu Ran did after entering the door was silence, because she was struggling in her heart. Miss Hu, I want to know what you can do for Shungboan. Hu Ran leaned back on the chair and asked Ren Yufei directly. Swallow your anger? Or take a slap in the face for him? Can you do that? Miss Hu, I don't want the relationship between the three of us to be complicated. I know that you and the CEO have gone through thick and thin together in the past, but if you've given up on him, please do it cleanly. He is not an object, he is a person. After hearing Ren Yufei's words, Hu Ran smiled. Didn't you try to seduce him too? But I've never hurt him and I won't in the future. I know my status is low, and my words carry little weight. There's a limit to what I can do for the CEO. But as long as he needs me, I will do it. After Hu Ran heard this, she looked at Ren Yufei for a while and finally nodded. Now is the time for you to do something for him. Sheng Kai wants to use me to deal with Shungboan and set him up. But because he's still worried about me, he didn't tell me what he's going to do in the end. What I need you to do is to intensify the conflict between us and make Sheng Kai trust me. Only then can I know what he wants. This person is clearly back for revenge. First Shungboan, then Grandpa Sheng, and even Sheng Xiao and Mu Qiqi will be his targets. Of course, you can choose not to trust me. I trust you, Ren Yufei said without hesitation. Hu Ran was stunned for a moment and smiled. Do you know what I mean? I want you to deal with me, frame me, and even be misunderstood by Shungboan. Why do you trust me so much? I just want to ask, why are you still willing to help the CEO when you think he hurt you so much? You should be the same as Sheng Kai. You should hate him. I've been sitting at home thinking about this question all day. Hu Ran shook the coffee cup in her hand and said, When I found out that you guys were together, I felt very uncomfortable, but that feeling was actually like when my stepmother stole my father. Later, Gu Xiling came to find me. At that moment, I only felt that my family was in danger again. I don't even remember how to be angry at you. My father was right. I've always treated Shungboan as a family member who has gone through thick and thin with me. I don't allow others to interfere with our special relationship. But now that I think about it, I'm only worried about him. I really don't hate him. Surprisingly, I don't hate you either. If I still lie to myself that it's love, then I'm probably really blind. After saying this, Hu Ran laughed to herself. She felt ridiculous. If it weren't for Dad, I might have really fallen for him. However, I helped him not because I'm great, but because Gu Xiling and her husband are really too annoying. No one can know that I'm looking for you tonight, especially Shungboan. He's not good at acting. I'm afraid that Sheng Kai will see through it. If you believe me, then join forces with me. However, it's possible that you and Shungboan's future will be at stake. What's the point of liking someone? Don't you just want him to be well? Ren Yufei replied frankly. I believe you. But Miss Hu, if you use me and hurt the CEO, I'll fight you to the death. Hu Ran wanted to get up, but when she heard these words, she was shocked. I've underestimated your feelings for Shungboan. After saying that, Hu Ran got up and left. She looked around to see if anyone was following behind her. After saying this to Ren Yufei, Hu Ran felt relaxed. Was it because the thorn had been pulled out? Perhaps it was because it had been too hard to pretend to be stupid for those 2 years. So she stuck close to Shungboan. Now that she thought about it, she almost made a mistake. It was precisely because she was too engrossed in her thoughts that Hu Ran almost hit a straight car when she turned a corner. In the darkness, the man in the car got out of the car and took a look. Then, he knocked on Hu Ran's window and handed her a business card. "Contact this person for compensation. You scratched my car." Then the man left like a ghost. Hu Ran held the business card with lingering fear in her heart. She even thought that she had seen a ghost. The next day, Ren Yufei went to the Sheng family early in the morning to fulfill her task as a special assistant and pick up Sheng Bowen to work. This was because she knew very well that only by acting close to Sheng Bowen could she anger Hu Ran. "Why are you here?" Sheng Bowen was naturally as happy as a child. "Since I'm a special assistant, I'm naturally here to pick you up," Ren Yufei answered very naturally. That's the right way to think. Usually, Ren Yufei would let Sheng Bowen go home by himself to avoid arousing suspicion. This treatment was really not easy. "Have lunch with me at noon. I know a lover's restaurant with a very good environment." After hearing Ren Yufei's words, Sheng Bowen felt flattered. "Are you serious?" Chapter 719. Not only that, but when the two of them entered the company, Ren Yufei did not avoid arousing suspicion. She followed closely behind Sheng Bowen. Her left hand even unconsciously touched Sheng Bowen's right hand. Sheng Bowen turned to look at her and covered her palm. "Do you want me to hold your hand?" Ren Yufei's face instantly turned red. "No," Sheng Bowen chuckled. He did not let go of her. Instead, he held her hand even tighter. The surrounding employees had already seen the interaction between the two of them. Their eyes immediately widened. "The president and secretary Ren? Am I seeing things?" The two of them came to work hand in hand. When did the two of them get together? Sheng Bowen did not care about the rumors. He brought Ren Yufei into the president's office, grabbed her in front of his legs, and fixed her in place. "Have you thought about it? Are you going to make our relationship public?" Ren Yufei blushed and looked at Sheng Bowen shyly. She nodded. "Yes." Sheng Bowen pulled her closer and smiled. "Don't be afraid. I'll protect you." "Okay." Ren Yufei replied in a voice as thin as a mosquito's silk. "Fool." Ren Yufei's decision to make their relationship public was the first step to anger Hu Ran. The two of them had already made an agreement last night. "I'll go out to work first. Call me if you need anything." Ren Yufei broke free from Sheng Bowen's arms and turned to leave Sheng Bowen's office. As soon as she went out, she was surrounded by her colleagues. News of the couple's relationship spread like wildfire. Soon, Hu Ran received a provocative phone call from Gu Xiling. "Are you still sleeping at home? The two of them have already made their relationship public in the company. They don't care about you at all." "What did you say?" "I said, that adulterous couple ignored your existence and made their relationship public. Are you going to continue to endure it?" "Gu Xiling, if you're lying to me, we'll see." After saying that, Hu Ran hung up the phone and immediately left the house. On the other end of the phone, Gu Xiling smiled sinisterly. She wanted to see how Sheng Bowen would deal with a woman whose heart was filled with hatred. Now, under Gu Xiling's grandfather's recommendation, Sheng Kai was working for a mysterious person. He would do anything for power. He only wanted to climb up. His goal was simple. He wanted to overthrow the Sheng family and make old Sheng pay the price. Then, he would suffer for the rest of his life. As for Mu Qiqi, she was leaving her for Gu Xiling. She had said that she wanted Mu Qiqi to suffer a fate worse than death. "We don't have much time. We have to hurry," Sheng Kai reminded Gu Xiling. "Don't let the show get in the way." "I know what I'm doing," Gu Xiling replied. During this period of time, the two of them had been subservient to others, swallowing their anger and humiliation, just so that one day, they could let the person who had humiliated them have a taste of this kind of living. Hu Ran arrived at Zhongting very quickly, looking very aggressive. As soon as the receptionist of Huang Yao saw Hu Ran, she quickly called the president's office. The person who answered the phone was naturally Ren Yufei. "Secretary Ren, no, Special Assistant Ren, the former CEO's wife is here." "I'll be right down," Ren Yufei replied calmly. A moment later, she arrived at the entrance of Huang Yao. However, just as she walked out of the elevator, Hu Ran slapped her. "Secretary Ren, your dream has come true. You've climbed into Sheng Bowen's bed. Rin Yufei covered her cheek and looked at Hu Ran coldly. You two are not husband and wife. Moreover, you were the one who abandoned him and asked for a divorce first. Why? We're both unmarried. Why can't we be together? Bitch! Hu Ran scolded. You're a spy sent by Sheng Kai. Who gave you the right to humiliate me? What's my identity? What's your identity? Shameless thing. I'm his girlfriend now. Whether you're willing or not, you have to accept this fact. I was being modest with that slap just now. However, if you dare to touch me again, I won't be willing to accept it. Is that so? After saying that, Hu Ran raised her hand again. However, Ren Yufei grabbed her wrist and gave her a backhand slap. Hu Ran was stunned. How dare you hit me? There's nothing I wouldn't dare to do. If you dare to humiliate me again. Ren Yufei looked at Hu Ran and said firmly, Security. This person has nothing to do with Huang Yao. Why aren't you throwing her out? The security guard stood at the door, feeling a little awkward. Don't forget, she's just the former wife of the president. Throw her out. Otherwise, you don't have to come to work tomorrow. After hearing this, the security guard went forward and held Hu Ran. I'm sorry, Miss Hu. Ren Yufei, you bitch. You seduced my husband. You'll die a horrible death. Hu Ran was blasted out. Many people saw it with their own eyes. A dignified young lady was actually humiliated like this. When passers-by saw this, they felt that Ren Yufei was really fierce. Hu Ran had no choice but to return to the car and drive away from Huang Yao. At this time, Gu Xiling, who was sitting in the cafe opposite Huang Yao and watching the show, called Hu Ran again. What's wrong? Are you still not giving up? Are you done? You keep calling me. I'm really tired of you. Gu Xiling, you're all scumbags. Hu Ran shouted into the phone. TSK, this grievance is really not a small one. Get lost. You'll come and beg me sooner or later. After saying that, Gu Xiling hung up. After that, Sheng Bowen also found out what had happened in the hall. He also heard about Hu Ran and Ren Yufei slapping each other. Therefore, he immediately stopped what he was doing and went to the special assistant's seat. However, he saw that one side of Ren Yufei's face was red and swollen. Why didn't you tell me that she was here? She's here to vent her anger. When she does, it'll be balanced. Ren Yufei replied with a choked voice. I didn't want to make things difficult for you. That's something I didn't handle well. How can I let you take it on? Sheng Bowen grabbed Ren Yufei's hand and pulled her into the office. When I'm free, I'll go and talk to her again. But if there's a next time, you can't go and see her alone without telling me. Ren Yufei looked at his anxious expression and sighed. If you're really doing this for my own good, promise me that you won't see her again. Otherwise, you'll keep pestering her. Then, I'll have suffered this slap for nothing. Sheng Bowen grabbed Ren Yufei's hand and was silent for a moment. After a long while he said, I'm incompetent. No, it's Miss Hu doesn't know her limits. I'll go find her father. Sheng Bowen asked someone to find ice for Ren Yufei. Then he called Mu Qiqi. Xiaoqi, do you have time? Let's meet tonight. Chapter 720. After sending Ren Yufei home that night, Sheng Bowen drove to the Banyan courtyard. When Mama Sheng saw third brother, she treated him like her own son and took good care of him. Third brother, at your age, it's time for you to get married. Don't wait for eighth brother's child to grow up. You're still hanging on. Auntie, eighth brother still has 2 more years. Sheng Bowen smiled. Isn't Qiqi still in college? Eighth brother isn't your age. The two of them chatted in the living room. Soon, Sheng Bowen was called to the study by Mu Qiqi. Why are you looking for me? Sheng Bowen sat in Sheng Zhao's study. He really didn't have the chance to come here usually. Looking at Sheng Zhao's table, he saw that Mu Qiqi's forensic books were on it. These two were so intimate even when they read. Have you found out about the leak of Huang Yao's design drawings? How do you know about this? Sheng Bowen looked at Mu Qiqi in confusion. Mu Qiqi took out the information and handed it to Sheng Bowen. Recently, Xiao Xiao asked Su Che to investigate a person named Cheng Bin. He's a vicious criminal. He came out of prison for a few years and didn't come into contact with anyone except for a person named Third Master Long. This person has a lot of assets, including an accessory processing factory. The things that are being produced include the dazzling series of Huang Yao that hasn't been released yet. The information states that it's a copy of Huang Yao's drawings, so we know about it. After Xingboan heard Muqiqi's words, he quickly flipped through the drawings. This is a copy, but ever since the fake incident last time, I've completely cleaned up the people in Huang Yao. There can't be any spies. The leak of the drawings might not mean that they were betrayed. It's also possible that the other party is familiar with the internal affairs of Huang Yao and stole it. You're right. I'll call the police to deal with this matter, Xingboan said. We have to go through the legal channels. You're thinking too simply. Why did Third Master Long get the drawings? Is he familiar with the internal affairs of Huang Yao? Think about it. The biggest possibility is Sheng Kai. Xingboan thought about it and felt that Sheng Kai was the most suspicious. If it were someone else, they would not have the authority to do so and would not know about the loophole. This person has been playing more and more tricks recently. The reason why I asked you to come is not only to let you know about Sheng Kai, but also to remind you that Cheng Bin and Third Master Long's gang used to sell powder for a living. They did everything. If Sheng Kai really wants to take revenge on you, he definitely won't just sell the designs. My reaction now might mean that I have fallen into Sheng Kai's trap. So Xiao and I think that you shouldn't look for Third Master Long. Avoid this person and delay the launch of the new product. Xingboan nodded. I know what to do. I've already told you what I came here for. Now it's your turn. Muqiqi packed up the documents and put them in the bookcase. What kind of relationship problems are you having again? Today Yufei revealed our relationship. Not long after, Huran came looking for me and caused a big scene with Yufei. I've told her everything I need to say. I don't know how to face her now. Xingboan said in distress. Do you have any way to get Huran to stop pestering me? Tell me the whole story first. Muqiqi said to Xingboan. Actually, I don't know much either. When I got the news, Huran had already been beaten up by Yufei. I went to ask her, but she said it was very simple. After spending some time, Xingboan explained the matter to Muqiqi from the morning. After Muqiqi heard it, she frowned and thought for a long time. What are you thinking about? Help me think of a way. I don't want to hurt Huran, but I don't want her to disturb my life anymore. You want to take advantage of everything, but how can there be such a good thing in this world? Muqiqi smiled. It's not that I didn't help you think of a way. I just find it very strange. What's strange? Both women are very abnormal, Muqiqi replied. Of course, it might be my hunch that I'm wrong. Listen to my analysis for you. First, let's talk about Secretary Run. She always didn't want the outside world to know about your relationship, and her attitude was very firm. But this morning, she suddenly changed her mind. She even took the initiative to remind you to hold her hand and publicize your relationship. Second, how did Huran get the news so quickly? Did she have a mole in the company? Or did someone deliberately remind her? Third, according to normal logic, when Huran arrived at Huang Yao, Secretary Run would go down to stop her. But is Huran the kind of person who would turn around and leave after being slapped? Shouldn't she want to see you the most? This doesn't conform to a person's emotional logic. If Huran was really that angry, she would have argued with you after being slapped, unless Secretary Ren's slap made her stupid. Huran spent 2 years pretending to be a fool. It shows her endurance. She doesn't want to admit defeat. How could she be willing to be suppressed by a secretary? Of course, just think of it as my occupational disease. When I see 2 dogs fighting on the side of the road, I have to analyze who attacked first. I just think it's a little strange. However, Xingboan felt that what Muqiqi said made sense. It's very ritualistic to slap each other like this. The most suspicious thing is that Secretary Ren downplayed it after the incident. As your girlfriend, I was slapped by your ex-wife. Even if I don't explode, I should at least be unhappy and aggrieved, right? After Xingboan heard this, he pushed Muqiqi's head. You're becoming more and more like a police officer analyzing a case. I think it's a little strange that you're analyzing it like this. When I figure out what the 2 women are doing, I'll come back for help. Can't you use your own brain? You'll be my lousy advisor for the rest of your life. Don't even think about running away. After saying that, Sheng Bowen got up from the sofa. I'm going home. Mu Qiqi rolled her eyes. She couldn't afford to offend him. Go hurry up. Grandpa's birthday is coming soon. If this matter really has something to do with Sheng Kai, I'm afraid that he has ulterior motives and might cause a big storm. By the way, have you prepared a gift for Grandpa? If it weren't for your big mouth, I wouldn't have to suffer like this. For the past few days, a certain someone had been getting jealous. Everyone is waiting to see if Mu Qiqi, who has received Eighth Brother's teachings, can handle this matter well. She's still pretending to be smart. Mu Qiqi wanted to curse, but at this moment, a certain someone entered the study with a cold aura. Chapter 721. Xiao Xiao. Third brother said that you're like a rock in a cesspool. In the next second, Sheng Bowen was thrown out of the study, leaving only Sheng Zhao's warning in his ears. You're not allowed to enter this place from now on. Sheng Bowen rubbed his nose. Although he had suffered in front of Sheng Xiao, there was nothing he could do. Although this king of hell was his younger brother, no one could afford to offend him. When Mu Qiqi saw this, she immediately laughed out loud. However, in the next second, Sheng Xiao grabbed her legs and slapped her butt. Who allowed you to let him in? Didn't you ask me to talk to him about something? You can't talk downstairs? Of course I can. But didn't you specifically tell me not to talk in the study? Mu Qiqi felt wronged. Tomorrow, I'll get someone to move the sofa he sat on out and throw it away. Recently, because of Mu Qiqi's birthday gift for the old man, this old man had started to be paranoid. No matter who it was, as long as it was a man or a male, he would despise them if they got close to Mu Qiqi. What's wrong with the sofa? The sofa is pretty good. You're just unreasonable. Can't you remember what we did on that sofa? Mu Qiqi's face immediately turned red. This man probably felt that his private space had been broken into, and was unhappy. I know. Change to a more comfortable one that suits your height. Mu Qiqi quickly admitted defeat. You're not angry now, are you? Have you explained everything to him? Sheng Xiao calmed down and picked her up, letting her sit on his lap. I've made it clear. I've also instructed him not to look for that third master long. Those who have been in the underworld have lived a life of danger. They won't let him go just because he's a member of the Sheng family. Have you found out what kind of shady business Sheng Kai is up to? Yes, third master Long. He should be preparing a birthday gift, Sheng Xiao replied. Let him come. I also want to see if he can improve after hiding for so long. He can use those dangerous people and play such a big game of chess. I just hope he won't disappoint me. Mu Qiqi hugged Sheng Zhao's neck and laughed heartily. By the way, do you know that Feng Shanshan has moved in too? Sheng Xiao said nothing. Sheng Xiao would pay close attention to everything within a 5-mile radius of the Banyan courtyard. How could he not know that Feng Shanshan and Tang Yin had moved in? However, even if Feng Shanshan didn't mention it, he knew about it because he and Tang Yin had already reached a consensus to cooperate. Since you knew, why didn't you tell me? Is there anything in the world that you don't know? There's one thing. I still don't know what you're going to give her, Sheng Xiao replied. Mu Qiqi snickered. I can't tell you. Anyway, you've already drunk a few buckets of vinegar in the past few days. Do you care about drinking for a few more days? Sheng Xiao flipped over and pressed her down on the sofa. He directly lifted her pajamas. Look at how arrogant you've been recently. Are you waiting for me to teach you a lesson? Yeah, I'm waiting, Mu Qiqi said fearlessly. Since you have such a request, of course I will satisfy you. After saying that, Mu Qiqi saw the man unbuttoning his shirt, revealing his firm and beautiful chest muscles. Then she felt her mind go blank, unable to contain anything else. After Sheng Bowen returned home, he sat at home and thought about the strangeness of the two women for a long time. Speaking of which, it was a fight between love rivals, but it was indeed inconsistent with their personalities. What kind of game were they playing? Unable to figure it out, Sheng Bowen took out his phone and sent a text message to Ren Yufei. Are you asleep? Not yet. I'm working overtime, Ren Yufei replied quickly. Do I give you that much work? Sheng Bowen expressed his doubt. Hurry up and go to sleep. Don't do it anymore. At most, I'll do it myself tomorrow. What kind of CEO makes his own schedule? Ren Yufei said helplessly. Why aren't you sleeping yet? Thinking about things and also you. When Ren Yufei saw the last 3 words, her heart began to race. You don't usually say such things. That's because I now believe that when I meet someone I like, I'll be able to figure it out on my own. Sheng Bowen put down his phone and suddenly had an impulse. I still have to continue working overtime. Then do you want to eat supper? Ren Yufei looked down from the apartment. It was already late at night. Where would anyone be selling it? I don't want anything, Mr. CEO. I just want you to go to sleep quickly. Sheng Bowen did not continue. There was no movement for a long time. But just when Ren Yufei thought that he had fallen asleep, he suddenly called. Come down. I'm here to deliver supper to you. Ren Yufei quickly put on her coat and went downstairs. She saw Sheng Bowen leaning against the car with supper in his hand. Why did you come personally? I'm worried about having someone deliver it to my door. Sheng Bowen smiled and opened the car door. I went a long way to buy it. Do you want some? Why don't you come up? Ren Yufei pointed at her apartment and said, It's so cold down there. Isn't that my goal? Sheng Bowen did not hold back at all. He locked the car and followed behind Ren Yufei. Ren Yufei still blushed. She turned around unnaturally and said to Sheng Bowen, You've changed. He was no longer the Sheng Bowen, who was very indifferent when it came to relationships. When Sheng Bowen heard this, the corners of his mouth naturally curled up. Of course, he had to keep the little notebook that taught people how to fall in love in his arms. He had specially searched for it online. Soon, the two of them arrived at the door of Ren Yufei's apartment. Ren Yufei took out a brand new pair of slippers and placed them in front of Sheng Bowen. Come in. Sheng Bowen changed his shoes and entered the door. He could not help but look around. It was a small bedroom with a warm beige color. It was filled with the soft scent of a woman, making people feel very comfortable. My house is very simple. I like it very much. Sheng Bowen sat down at the dining table and put down the supper in his hand. Bring out the documents. I'll help you. Then you can tell me what to do while you eat. Big CEO, did you come here just to be my assistant's assistant? I just want you to rest early. Ren Yufei did not stand on ceremony. For now, Sheng Bowen was the boyfriend she could rely on. So, she went to the room and brought out all the company's documents. I'm still sorting them out, but you'll need them tomorrow. You have to work so late every day? Ren Yufei opened the packaging of the supper and shook her head. Not really. That's it. Sheng Bowen snorted. Why don't you slack off? Now I've even given you a secretary. Chapter 722. I don't feel at ease leaving my matters to others, Sheng Bowen replied. But I can't bear to let you do so many things, so I think if I'm free, I'll try my best to help you. You're up to no good. Ren Yufei glared at Sheng Bowen as she ate. After Sheng Bowen finished laughing, he also thought of Mu Qiqi's suspicions, so he asked Ren Yufei. Yufei? After thinking about what happened between you and who ran today, I still feel that something is very wrong. Can you tell me why you put on that show? After Ren Yufei heard this, she stopped what she was doing and hesitated for a few seconds. What show? Although I don't know what happened and you have to hide it from me, I guess the situation must be very serious. Recently, Eighth Brother has been investigating a man named Cheng Bin, and also found out who Huang Yao's new product was leaked to. We feel that this matter has something to do with Sheng Kai. If it's also related to him, then don't hide it from me. Ren Yufei was silent for a while and did not say anything. You still can't tell me? I have my reasons. Because once Sheng Bowen found out about this, he would definitely not allow the two women to take the risk. Then do you want me to ask who ran? But I hope that you can tell me about this personally. Sheng Bowen's tone was very gentle, but his attitude was very firm. Do you also think that I'm a man who can only hide under a woman's wings? Of course not, Ren Yufei quickly retorted. In my heart, you're the best man. Then tell me what's going on. Don't forget that the Sheng family now has a female Zhuge. Qiqi can tell at a glance that there's something wrong between the two of you. Do you think you can successfully hide it from others? Ren Yufei took a deep breath. In the end, she still lost. Although what we did might seem a little stupid to you, this is the only thing we can do for you as women. After spending some time, Ren Yufei told Sheng Bowen everything that had happened. Sheng Bowen, on the other hand, became more and more silent. Am I that useless in your hearts? That's not it. We were just thinking that there's a shortcut. That's not a shortcut. That's working with the devil. You don't know when you'll fall into the abyss. I don't need you to pay such a price, Sheng Bowen said to Ren Yufei firmly and unquestionably. But I also want to do something for you. Before she could finish her sentence, Sheng Bowen grabbed Ren Yufei and pulled her onto his lap. Ren Yufei was stunned and felt her body start to heat up. I'm not so weak that I need you women to take the bullet for me. After saying that, Sheng Bowen pinched Ren Yufei's chin and couldn't help kissing her. Ren Yufei's limbs were stiff, especially her hands. She had nowhere to put them. Seeing her like this, Sheng Bowen felt that she was extremely cute. He couldn't help but close his eyes and deepen the kiss. Being kissed by someone you like, what kind of surprise is that? Ren Yufei felt as if her heart was about to jump out of her throat. However, this man still bit her lips and refused to let go. This kiss lasted for a long time. It was so long that both of them were used to each other's taste before Sheng Bowen let go of Ren Yufei. It's so sweet. Sheng Bowen sighed. What? The pastries you ate just now. Sheng Bowen pointed at the corner of her mouth and said, I've taken all the documents back. You should rest early tonight. Sheng Kai, you're not allowed to get involved in this matter anymore. I'll discuss it with eighth brother. I won't allow you two women to take the blame for me. Ren Yufei got up from Sheng Bowen's body and nodded. I'll listen to you. Sheng Bowen held the documents and kissed Ren Yufei on the forehead again. Only then did he leave quickly, because he felt that he had a very primitive impulse as a male. Ren Yufei sent Sheng Bowen off and closed the door. She looked at the supper on the table in a daze. She had never thought that she would be so happy, especially when she thought of the long kiss just now. Ren Yufei quickly covered her face, because she felt as if her entire body was burning. After Sheng Bowen left Ren Yufei's apartment, he went to the Hu family's house. The butler brought Sheng Bowen to the living room of the Hu family's house, which surprised Papa Hu. Third young master, why are you here? Uncle is Hu ran home. She's upstairs. I'll call her for you. After all, the two of them had broken up, so they should avoid arousing suspicion. After Papa Hu went up, Hu ran came down soon after. This was the beginning of the discord between the two of them. This was the first time Sheng Bowen took the initiative to look for Hu ran. Seeing that the atmosphere between the two of them was a little strange, Papa Hu took the initiative to return to his room, leaving space for the two young people. Why are you looking for me? Are you here for your new girlfriend? Hu ran crossed her arms and said to Sheng Bowen with a proud attitude. Yufei told me everything. Sheng Bowen looked at Hu ran and answered. Everything? She really can't hold it in. It was Chi-Chi who saw through your acting. So do you think you can really hide it from Sheng Kai? Sheng Bowen asked Hu ran in return. Xiao Ran, you have nothing to do with this matter. There's no need to get involved. It wasn't easy for you to drive your stepmother away. There's really no need for you to get involved in this mess. Hu ran was silent after hearing this. After a long while, she raised her head and asked Sheng Bowen, if you don't need my help, what do you plan to do? Do you look down on me that much that you have to stand up for me? That's not what I meant. I know that Sheng Kai has been hiding for so long to come back for revenge, but I'm not so useless that I need a woman to protect me. Don't worry. I know how to plan this matter, but I really hope that you and Yufei, no matter which one of you, will not be involved in this anymore, because I will be very sad if I lose either of you. After hearing Sheng Bowen's last sentence, Hu ran was a little touched. I thought, you only remember how hateful I've been during this period of time. I used to regard you as the most important person. Even now, you're an irreplaceable family member and sister. Isn't it too not worth it to lose your sister for someone like Sheng Kai? Hu ran took a deep breath, sighed and admitted defeat. I know what to do. I know. Don't do anything stupid anymore. It's getting late. In case Uncle is worried, I'll be leaving first. With that, Sheng Bowen got up from the sofa. Hu Ran walked him out. But before he disappeared, she asked him a question. Do you really like the previous secretary? I'm serious. I understand. Hu Ran nodded. If you can get through this safely, I won't say anything. She's willing to do anything for you. Chapter 723. Although his enemies had come knocking on his door, Sheng Bowen had made things clear in terms of his feelings. So he still felt very relaxed. Papa, who was worried that his daughter would be wronged when he saw Sheng Bowen leaving so quickly, he quickly went back to comfort her, only to see Hu Ran looking relaxed. Daughter, why did third young master come to see you so late at night? Dad, you don't have to worry about me pestering him in the future. We are family now. Hu Ran hugged Papa Hu's arm. You're right. There is no love between me and Sheng Bowen. There is only family. So from now on, we will only be family and friends. Of course, I'm very happy that you think so. Don't worry. My daughter is so good. She will definitely meet the right person. Papa Hu patted the back of Hu Ran's hand. It was just that the Hu family had encountered a little trouble recently. Papa Hu did not tell Hu Ran, because he was afraid that she would be worried. Hu Ran chatted with Papa Hu for a while. But before she went to bed, she received a call from an unknown number. Hu Ran. Miss Hu. Hu Ran was a little confused when she heard the magnetic voice. You are. My surname is Yen. I'm a lawyer. I haven't dealt with the matter of you scraping my car. Hu Ran immediately reacted. She remembered the ghostly figure she met last night, and the man in the black trench coat. I'm really sorry. I'll get someone to deal with it tomorrow. I'll contact your lawyer. Please remember not to let others waste time on your mistake. After that, the other party hung up. Hu Ran did not even know how he got her phone number. The next morning, Hu Ran called the other party's lawyer to deal with the scraping incident. Because of this man's eerie call, she had nightmares for the whole night. Then, she received a call from Gu Xiling. Let's meet today. Thinking of the agreement with Sheng Bowen last night, Hu Ran nodded. Of course. She would settle things with Gu Xiling today. At the same time, she would get the person who wanted to threaten and use her out of her sight. But would it be that simple? Sheng Kai's action was equivalent to connecting everyone together and getting rid of them in one fell swoop. But did he overestimate his ability? In order to solve Sheng Kai's problem, Sheng Bowen personally went to Zhongting and found Sheng Xiao. Then, he told Sheng Xiao about how Sheng Kai wanted to use the two women. Do you really think that he will count on Hu Ran? If that's the case, then he's even more stupid than before. Not to mention that Hu Ran can't be controlled. Even if he could, he wouldn't rely on a woman. So Hu Ran's step is just to disturb you. No matter what, I can't let two women shelter me from the wind and rain. Eighth brother, can we think of a way to seize the initiative? We don't know what second brother's goal is. Can we lure him into our trap? How do you want to do it? Sheng Xiao crossed his legs and asked Sheng Bowen. First of all, we definitely can't follow Hu Ran's lead. It's too dangerous. Didn't Sheng Kai leak the design of Huang Yao's new product to Third Master Long? I think I can follow this line. And it's also his most important line. As long as I go see Third Master Long. Do you know that Third Master Long is a gangster? Sheng Xiao asked him back. That's the only way to know what Sheng Kai is up to, isn't it? That's the fastest way. You're probably crazy, Sheng Xiao retorted. Even I'm not confident, and you still want to do it? It's precisely because everyone knows that you're smart and not easy to deceive that others will be on guard against you. But I'm different. I'll rely on my courage to go on stage and relax their guard. Maybe I can really succeed. I'll pretend that I don't know anything and bring people to cause trouble for Third Master Long. I'll see his reaction and act according to the situation. I don't agree. Eighth brother, do you want Grandpa to open his skull again? When the time comes, lend me your special assistant Sue for a while. Sheng Xiao took a deep breath. He felt that he was probably crazy to be persuaded by Sheng Bowen. I can't make a decision on this matter. I still have to find someone. Who else are you looking for? Sheng Xiao stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling glass and made a phone call. Sheng Bowen did not know who he was calling. It was very rare for him to encounter something that even eighth brother found troublesome. In the past, he had always ignored black and white and did not care about his family. Now he began to cherish his life. Soon, Tang Yin arrived at Zhongting's office in a black jacket. When the women in the office saw such a tangible man, they all lost their composure. It was as if they had seen their own CEO. "Mr. Tang, this way please." The secretary led Tang Yin into Sheng Zhao's office. When Sheng Bowen saw Tang Yin's figure and temperament, he remembered who he was. "Why did you call me here?" Tang Yin asked Sheng Xiao directly. Cheng Bin is in contact with Third Master Long, and Third Master Long is in contact with the traitor of the Sheng family. Now Third Master Long and the traitor of the Sheng family are planning to attack the Sheng family, and this Cheng Bin might be involved. "Do you want to follow this line?" Sheng Xiao walked from the floor-to-ceiling window to the sofa and sat down. "I called you here because I want to know who is more difficult to deal with, Third Master Long or Cheng Bin." "Of course it's Third Master Long," Tang Yin replied. "Think about it. A few years ago, I almost wiped them out, but Third Master Long didn't get involved. He cleaned himself up. Do you think such a person will be easy to deal with?" After Sheng Xiao heard this, he looked at Sheng Bowen. "Did you hear that? But we can't just sit here and wait for death." "What exactly happened?" Tang Yin asked the two of them. "Did they call them here just to ask about Third Master Long?" This was obviously not Sheng Zhao's style of doing things. He was the swift and decisive type, so he would not waste time. "Tell me, it's someone you can trust," Sheng Xiao said directly to Sheng Bowen, because he could see Sheng Bowen's concerns. After all, this was an internal secret of Huang Yao. Of course, he could not reveal it to anyone. However, since Sheng Xiao trusted him, Sheng Bowen had no more worries. He directly told Tang Yin about the leak of the design drawings. "Since it involves the scale, of course there's a professional here. Captain Tang, right?" Sheng Xiao looked at Tang Yin and asked. "Actually, although Third Young Master's plan is a little risky, it's not impossible to give it a try. I'll help you deal with the aftermath," Tang Yin said with a cold face. "I also want to see how long these people want to hide." He had originally expected that they would seek revenge on him, but this group of people had not taken action. Why? What were they waiting for? Chapter 724. "Then, let's settle this matter because I have to meet an old friend next." Sheng Bowen smiled at Sheng Xiao and Tang Yin. The two of them glanced at him. They did not know what he was up to, and of course they were not interested in knowing. On the other side, Hu Ran and Gu Xiling met at the cafe again. This time, Hu Ran was much calmer than the last time they met. She drank her coffee leisurely, and there was no trace of panic in her expression. Gu Xiling observed her for a while. Suddenly, she did not know what this woman was thinking. "From the looks of it, you don't seem to be angry with Sheng Bowen anymore?" "No matter how angry I am, I shouldn't be angry at you," Hu Ran replied. "Sheng Bowen is heartless to you. Even I, the former second sister-in-law, can't stand it. You are the daughter of the Hu family after all. He actually found a secretary to humiliate you. If I were you, I would not be willing to accept it." Gu Xiling still insisted on sowing discord. "Moreover, Hu Ran, you probably don't know that your Hu family has been in trouble recently, right?" "What do you mean?" Hu Ran suddenly became nervous. "I mean your father really cares for you. He only reports the good news to you and not the bad news. Your Hu family is now facing a huge funding gap. This is all because of the negative consequences after Sheng Bowen announced his divorce with you that day," Gu Xiling said to Hu Ran casually. After Hu Ran heard this, she stood up. "Since you already know, why did you only tell me now?" "I have no reason to tell you." Gu Xiling shrugged. "It was Sheng Bowen who caused your Hu family to become like this." Hu Ran calmed down and sat back on the chair. "So, what do you want me to do? I can help you take revenge, but I want to make sure that your heart completely belongs to us. Think about it. Not only did Sheng Bowen dump you, but he also harmed your Hu family. How long can your father last?" "What you said makes sense." Hu Ran nodded and looked at the coffee cup in her hand. "But I also have some questions to ask you." Gu Xiling saw that it was difficult to control Hu Ran's thoughts, so she sighed and lost her patience. Ask away. Who was it that gave you the courage to seek an alliance with me? No. I should say, who gave you the courage to think that you can use me and control me? Hu Ran played with the cup in her hand and asked. Sheng Bowen has already treated you like this. Can you still tolerate it? After hearing Gu Ziling's words, Hu Ran finally laughed. Gu Ziling, aren't you being too full of yourself? Why can't you get rid of this bad habit of yours? Gu Ziling's face darkened. I know that you and Sheng Kai hate the Sheng family, Sheng Bowen, and Sheng Xiao. But you can just take revenge on them. Why are you looking for me? I know the reason. It's because you can't do anything to the Sheng family, so you came to me. Sheng Xiao is too smart. You can't even touch a hair of his. So you vented your anger on Sheng Bowen, right? Gu Ziling's expression could no longer be described as ugly. It was as if her reverse scale had been touched. It's not just Sheng Xiao. You can't even do anything to Mu Qiqi. No. It should be that you've always regarded Mu Qiqi as your opponent. But Mu Qiqi has never taken you seriously, because in her eyes, you're not qualified at all. Since ancient times, the winner has always been the king, and the loser has always been the villain. You've already lost once. If you make a comeback, you'll only lose again. Hu Ran? Gu Ziling became angry from embarrassment and scolded in a low voice. I've hit the nail on the head, haven't I? Hu Ran laughed. How about this? In order to give you a better experience of revenge, I've called someone for you. I think you two can sit down and talk face to face. There's no need for me to be the middleman and be in a dilemma. After saying that, Hu Ran glanced out of the coffee shop. Sheng Bowen received a reminder and went straight into the coffee shop with Ren Yufei. He walked in front of Hu Ran and Mu Qiqi. When Gu Ziling saw this, she immediately knew that she had been tricked by Hu Ran. Why are you so useless? Your man has been snatched away, and now you're still throwing yourself at him. Gu Ziling, I've tolerated you for a long time. Do you know that your way of sowing discord is really annoying? This is the first time I've seen someone be so shameless after being caught red-handed. Sheng Bowen interrupted in front of the two of them. Miss Gu, you don't have to worry about the matter between me and the Hu family. You should save your energy to fix your IQ. Doing this kind of thing all day is detrimental to your virtue. No wonder you can't have children in this life. You. Gu Ziling glared at the three of them, especially Hu Ran. Then she got up from the sofa angrily. You'd better remember how your Hu family ended up in this state. Hu Ran did not respond to this woman, a woman who kept chattering in other people's ears every day. On the other hand, when Gu Ziling left, third brother said to her, second sister-in-law, if you need anything next time, come to me directly. I'll let you see my progress. Just you wait and see. Akai won't let you off. She was quite confident. Sheng Bowen did not continue to respond. After Gu Ziling left, he asked Hu Ran, are you all right? Hu Ran shook her head and kept the matter of the Hu family a secret. If Gu Ziling was just spouting nonsense, wouldn't she cause a big commotion again? In the future, this woman probably won't have the face to look for you again. After all, you've embarrassed her so much today. I hope so, Hu Ran answered absent-mindedly. She was afraid that the two of them would become even worse. However, even so, she still had to go home and figure out the whole story. Third brother, I suddenly remembered that I have something else to do. Let's talk about it another day. After saying that, Hu Ran left the coffee shop and quickly drove home. Sheng Bowen was very puzzled and turned to look at Ren Yufei. Ren Yufei also felt that it was very strange. Why don't you call again and ask? If she was willing to tell me, she wouldn't have left without saying a word just now. Sheng Bowen was afraid that Gu Ziling would use other dirty tricks to coerce Hu Ran to be obedient with these two scumbags. Therefore, on the way back, he said to Ren Yufei, try your best to understand the Hu family's situation. Okay. Ren Yufei nodded and replied. Sheng Bowen was a little puzzled when he saw her agree so quickly. You aren't jealous? This is business. Why should I be jealous? Ren Yufei answered very calmly. It's good that you're not jealous. Then I'll send you supper tonight. Chapter 725. Hu Ran did not go home. Instead, she went to her father's company. When the people from the Hu family saw that it was their young miss, they did not dare to stop her. They led her directly into Papa Hu's office. Papa Hu was in a terrible situation. When he saw his daughter, he naturally relaxed and asked her, "You never come to the company. What happened?" "Something happened to the Hu family, right?" Hu Ran asked Papa Hu directly. After hearing this question, Papa Hu subconsciously turned his face away. "Dad, just tell me. I'm also a member of the Hu family. Moreover, I want to know if this has anything to do with Sheng Bowen. Is it because he asked for a divorce?" "Of course not," Papa Hu quickly explained. "Who told you that? How could the blood, sweat, and tears of your father's entire life be ruined just because of your marriage? Isn't this too absurd?" "It's Gu Xiling. She knows that the Hu family is in trouble, so she came to bewitch me to deal with Sheng Bowen. Dad, she told me that the Hu family is in this situation today because Sheng Bowen publicized the news of our divorce." "What a load of nonsense." Papa Hu slammed the desk angrily. "I was wondering why the bank didn't approve a few transactions recently. After you reminded me, I remembered that the Gu family has such a bank manager. It turns out that the Gu family is trying to sow discord in front of you and force you to deal with the third young master. So, the Hu family was not caused by third young master but by the Gu family. If it weren't for them, how could I be short of funds?" After Hu Ran heard this, she understood what Papa Hu meant. "Dad, I understand. Don't worry. I won't be bewitched by those scumbags. And I won't do anything to hurt you." Papa Hu hugged his daughter and took a deep breath. "Daughter, I've been fighting in the business world for most of my life. I've seen all kinds of scenes. Do you still remember? When you were in your teens, Dad's first business failed. And we were even on the streets. At most, I'll start all over again." Papa Hu's mentality was very good and he knew his place. However, Hu Ran's heart ached for her father. She did not want to let Gu Xiling and her husband be happy. However, she couldn't bring herself to ask for help from Sheng Bowen. "Dad, no matter what, I will always be by your side." Although the father and daughter were in danger, they still relied on each other. It had been a long time since Hu Ran leaned on her father's shoulder like this. Late at night, Ren Yufei went home with the documents that she urgently needed to deal with. When she thought about how Sheng Bowen had deliberately left her so much work, she didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Was this man just trying to find an excuse to deliver supper? Ren Yufei used some of her connections to inquire about the Hu family. Late at night, her friend sent her a text message. The Hu family was currently facing a financial problem. Soon a bell rang in the house. Ren Yufei got up and opened the door. When she saw Sheng Bowen entering the room with chicken soup in his hand, she glared at him and said, "You're too shameless." Sheng Bowen put down the chicken soup and pulled Ren Yufei into his arms. "This is the only time I can hug you without any scruples and stay with you without any worries. Don't be in a hurry to hug me. Take a look at this first." Ren Yufei turned on her phone, flipped to the message, and handed it to Sheng Bowen. "I asked someone in the secretary circle to help me find out. It said that the Hu family has recently applied for several loans and hasn't been approved. They're now facing a big financial problem. Under normal circumstances, why would a bank do this when the business is operating well?" Sheng Bowen was a little puzzled. Unless it's a malicious competition, someone deliberately set a trap for the Hu family. No wonder Hu Ran was absent-minded when she left today. Maybe it has something to do with this matter. "Then what do you plan to do?" Sheng Bowen hugged Ren Yufei and sat down on a chair. Then he looked into her eyes and said, "After I go back, I'll discuss it with Grandpa and see if I can help the Hu family get through this crisis first. However, I can't let Hu Ran know about this. Her pride is so strong that she definitely won't be able to accept it. Since you've decided, I'll support you," Ren Yufei said as she hugged Sheng Bowen's neck. "You said that you weren't looking forward to my arrival. Why is everything ready at home?" The men's shoes were taken off. There were 2 sets of cutlery, and Ren Yufei's increasingly natural hug. "That's because I know that our CEO is thick-skinned. I can't help it. When I see you, I want to kiss and hug you. I've been holding it in all day." After saying that, Sheng Bowen pinched Ren Yufei's chin and kissed her very gently. Soon, Ren Yufei felt that someone's body had become stiff and hot. You, don't worry about it. Sheng Bowen reminded Ren Yufei, and then bit her lips. I just want to kiss you. I can't do anything else. After Ren Yufei heard this, she couldn't help but laugh. You've eaten tofu, but you haven't finished the documents you brought home yesterday. Am I that shameless? Not tonight. After Sheng Bowen said that, he continued to enjoy the intimate moment between the two of them. Late at night, Sheng Bowen carried the documents home. When Old Master Sheng saw this, he snorted coldly. Who bit you? Why are you swollen after coming back for 2 days in a row? Grandpa, you're asking the obvious. By the way, Grandpa, there's something serious I want to discuss with you. Sheng Bowen thought of the Hu family. After Old Master Sheng heard this, he nodded. Since I've handed Huang Yao over to you, you have the final say. I don't want to care about Huang Yao's matters now. I just want to spend my remaining years in peace. Then I'll get the lawyer to help the Hu family tomorrow in case someone hits them when they're down. I hope that the result of your good karma will be as you wish. My birthday is only a few days away. I still want to have a happy birthday banquet. With that clever Shaoqi around, it's hard for you not to be happy. Old Master Sheng wanted to save his life now. He wanted to see if he could wait until the day that wretched girl gave birth to 8th brother's child. Right now, she was clearly still a wild girl who was unrestrained. Alright, since you and Secretary Run have settled down now, find a time to settle the matter. Sheng Bowen also wanted to, but the matter of 3rd Master Long suddenly flashed through his mind. Tomorrow he was going to meet him. Sheng Kai still wanted to hurt his family? Even if he agreed, 8th brother would not. Perhaps it was because someone was talking about them. So Mu Qiqi and Sheng Xiao sneezed at the same time. Did you catch a cold? Mu Qiqi immediately checked Sheng Xiao's forehead. No, I'm fine. Why did I sneeze? I was infected by you. Sheng Xiao moved her hand away. Sheng Xiao did not tell Mu Qiqi that Sheng Bowen was about to meet 3rd Master Long. This was because he guessed that Sheng Kai must have already planted a trap in another inconspicuous place. 3rd Master Long's trap was just to attract everyone's attention. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support. And don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.